All right. We're going to get started because I know there's not going to be a lot of people here. This is not what I normally do. And shalom to you, True Royal.
Shalom to you too as well.
Surprised you're up. I was going to call you. And I said, no, I'm not going to call.
The phone is on and everything. I had to end up doing another video because it's grimy out here, right?
Yeah. These white folks
right now.
These white folks done lost their minds.
Mm-hmm.
And it's time for us to set the record straight. Now they trying to make it seem like Colby did all this raping and this white woman that he raped was totally innocent. She was a hoe.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I know a lot about this case.
And number two, we all know the white woman is the number one liar about rape.
Mm-hmm.
She has a whole history, all throughout history, lying about being raped.
Mm-hmm.
So now all of a sudden everything she said is etched in gold?
Mm-hmm.
No, we gonna bring the truth out.
Oh, I know a lot about this case. Oh, I know a lot about this case. Lord.
Mm-hmm. These folks done lost their minds out here doing this. The only one that should be concerned about Colby cheating is his wife.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And she already forgave him. This should be nothing but a dead issue. But these folks, this is how they get down. They know how to beat a dead horse.
Mm-hmm.
They really do.
Yeah.
This is a non-issue, y'all. I promise you, if Harvey Weinstein died tomorrow, they wouldn't be out here in the media doing this mess.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they would be telling you, they think about the family. No, you don't. You don't think about anybody else's family.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Queen.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I had heard your video about that reporter clearly saying nigger.
Right.
And now she over there lying, talking about, because I put up a video. She was trying to say, she was trying to combine the word, the Knicks in the Lakers and say nicker.
No, she did. No,
and I said, Lord, here we go with these lies. And
oh my goodness,
and stuff. And then so I'm thinking I'm gonna go chill. Well, I happen to run up on a video where this white guy who's a comedian saying that Kobe Bryant this is a great day and Kobe Bryant is a rapist.
Yeah,
and stuff like that. So what I did was I went and looked up his shit because he's a comedian and he getting ready to go on tour. So I put all the links I could find on his ass because he getting slaughtered over there on Twitter. Somebody then hacked him, and my subs over there is making phone calls at the venues that he's gonna go to, that he think he's gonna go to and perform, because this is bad for business. This is bad for business.
And not only that, this is once again seeing the bankrupt empathy in these people. Going back to that calcified pineal gland. This is exactly what you're looking at, y'all.
And then I also call it selective outrage too as well, because I did where I got my information from. This white guy was in there talking shit. I said, stop with y'all fake ass rage. I said, y'all could see a black woman get raped on video and would say that didn't happen. I said, y'all so full of shit. It ain't even funny and stuff. And I just chose, I think it's just how we are feeling. I just chose to fight back. Me too. I'm getting ready to drag you. And I said, we got the power to do this because we didn't remove people from their jobs. They think they can put up a video and call us a sack of niggas, lie on us and everything like that. Homeboy, and he even said it. He said, I know what I'm saying. I'm ruining my, this is career suicide. He had wrote it down in Twitter and stuff. And they put it
because we going to make him good because we going to make him finish that suicide. We'll help you along the way.
Yeah. And, they want to dig that up. So you want to dig this shit up on this, Becky? I know this case very well.
Yes.
I know it very well.
Me too. And I did not forget the details.
No, me either.
Finding multiple semen in this girl's underwear. She ain't no damn saint. She's a hoe.
And she nasty on top of that.
And then trying to hold her up to some high standard and drag Kobe Bryant. No,
what did
they going down like that?
I think they found. I think it was either 3 to 4 different semens in her panties.
Yes.
So she don't wash her ass.
And then here's the excuse they tried to give, and I know you remember this, True Royal. They tried to say she accidentally put on dirty panties. That's it. I'm serious, y'all. Okay. That's what they said.
Okay.
That's what they said.
We women, I ain't gonna go too far, but we women, and most women, well, I'm talking about black women, we literally bathe every day and change our underclothes. I know we change our underclothes every day. So, but you know, I did that video a long time ago about them Becky's and hygiene, and they had did a survey over in the UK, and some of them simply said that they are just too tired to take a bath.
Right, they won't bathe.
They won't bathe,
and you can smell them though, Queen. You can pinpoint which one ain't bathing because you can smell their ass.
Oh Lord, when I was pregnant, I could really smell it. Oh Lord, I want to gag.
And it's the truth. But no, them sitting around trying to act like this woman was some kind of saint that got raped is just laughable.
Oh, let me add my part. Let me add my part to this. So this chick that they talking about, it turned out, and of all things, it turned out to be up there where my daughter went to school, up there in Estes Park, Colorado. Very remote area. Well, anyway, when all that stuff was going on with Kobe, the DA, he was trying to make a name for himself. He was some little snot nose. I remember that. Yeah. And so what happened was, they put her in rehab. She was a dope fiend. And so, because to this day, we don't know what she looked like. They was trying to clean
what her stinky ass looked like. They didn't show her. They wouldn't do True Royal was they wouldn't give her name, but they did show her.
That's right. Yeah, I don't remember what she looked like.
Looking skanky, blonde haired looking girl. I remember her. Some stubby looking woman. Wasn't even attractive, y'all. She didn't look like nothing.
Yeah. I can't remember that part, but this is what I do remember, because me and my dad talked about this case, that when they put her in rehab. So that let me know instantly, they was trying to clean her up. That's when they going to take you to the fluff and puff and give you a new hairdo and all that stuff.
And y'all, I just want to say one thing. And we know these junkies will have sex for drugs. Always remember that. They will have sex for drugs. All right. So if she was a junkie, she got a lot of other shit attached to her too.
No. There was no testifying. Let me get y'all clear. So while they had her in rehab, when it came time for them to go to court, the reason why everything was dismissed, her ass was pregnant. She got knocked up in rehab.
Yep.
She was pregnant and showing.
Yes.
And it wasn't a good look. At all.
And that right there tells you she laid around with anything. She got knocked up in rehab. She'll lay around with anything.
And so they just out of nowhere dismissed the case. But we knew what it was. We knew what it was because they didn't put that in the news.
Money. Money. White women will do that. They are they got a track record of lying about rape. And if they are able to lay down with a black celebrity or athlete with money, they are going for the dough.
They sure is. And so she didn't keep up her end of the bargain because they was going to slaughter Kobe with it. And at the end of the day, really what it was he cheated on his wife. That was between him and his wife and nobody else's damn business.
Right.
That was all.
See, white people have a legacy of doing this. If you remember all the stuff they did with Michael Jackson, right? Lord. And then shortly after Michael Jackson died, remember the father of the accuser committed suicide?
Yeah, sure did.
They have a track record of doing this.
But they won't talk about that.
No.
When shit like that happens, they get quiet.
That's why I'm doing this hangout, this live stream, because they always want to tell you half of a story.
Mm-hmm.
It's very deceptive.
Mm-hmm.
They want to make it seem like all of the aggression came from Kobe. That's
Mm-hmm.
what they're trying to make it seem like.
Yeah.
And it didn't go down like that
Mm-hmm.
at
Mm-hmm.
all.
Yeah. And
actually, they were trying to bring this up before he died.
Okay. They was trying
to rehash this rape incident from 2003. They were trying to bring all this shit up just a few weeks ago. It came out again.
You know what they'll do is like they'll be very dismissive of because they always want to rely on reports and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But when it doesn't work in their favor, they'll be dismissive of the truth. And that was like with the Nate Parker situation.
Mm-hmm.
The details in there, they deep. And basically what she did was fucked and sucked two brothers in front of a whole bunch of people. And
oh, thank you, Dr. Carpy. You're right. I remember that. He wrote, she tried to blackmail another guy in Florida.
I don't remember.
She accused Kobe. And you know what? I remember that.
Wow.
I remember that. And they tried to keep that out of the media, but some of that did leak into the media. Like I said, this girl was a skank. She was a hoe.
Yeah.
Sitting up here trying to prop her up and drag Kobe. This is why the new black media is important, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Because this mainstream media has done nothing but been racist towards us from day.
Yeah, we can rebut a lot of this stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and everything like that. But that one I didn't know. I learned something.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was another person, because I remember when my father called me, he said they dismissed everything, and I said, "What's going on?" He said, "That girl pregnant."
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "What?"
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "Yeah, her ass got knocked up in rehab."
Yeah.
Let me tell you how he found out about it. Them smut papers, the National Enquirer, stuff like that. Some of them stories in there be true.
Yeah, I know.
My father used to read them. He used to have a stack of them. People would laugh at him, and he said, "I know they be telling lies," but he said, "Believe it or not, some of that shit in there be true."
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but thank you for bringing that up.
Oh yes,
because I remember when that seeped out, but they tried to clean that up right away.
Mm-hmm.
But y'all, remember all of the incident. Some of y'all might remember. I don't know how old some of you are in the comments, but some of you may remember that case. And I do remember some of that leaking out about she blackmailed another guy, but they quietly quashed it. They didn't want that leaking out because, when they are trying to go after one of our own, they always want to make it seem all the wrongdoing was done by Kobe. And yeah, to some degree, yes, he was wrong for cheating on his wife, but it don't go beyond that. Seriously, it does not go beyond that.
Mm-mm.
And if she made a decision to forgive Kobe, that's between him.
That's none of their business. These Becky,
nobody else's business.
These Beckys, I mean, they'll tell us black women we need to leave our men. Look at Hillary Clinton.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Clinton, he shamed her. He was a hoe.
Still all over women.
Even before they came to DC and stuff. And she took her man back.
Sure did. And nobody is dragging her out here. You're not doing any of those things to him.
Mm-hmm.
And that Monica Lewinsky stuff just exploded when that happened. But at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is if she accepted it and took him back, that's between Bill and Hillary.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm sitting up here looking up for this thing, and somebody in Florida that she accused. That now I didn't hear about.
I remember that, Queen. I'm surprised you don't remember that part, but I know they tried to suppress a lot of things out in the media about her. They knew she was shady. They did know. They knew this bitch was shady. Even the prosecution knew. But because it was Kobe Bryant attached to this whole thing, they ran with it.
Yeah.
They knew she had all kinds of flaws there.
Mm-hmm.
But while you're looking that up, I'm going to read something to y'all.
Okay.
All right. So let me go ahead and share my screen with everybody. Wow, I'm surprised 48 of you are here watching.
No, I like somebody always up.
Yeah. All right, y'all. All right, so this came out in the Daily Beast. All right, this is July 12th, 2017. So this just go to show you how they've been trying to bring this up long before now. They have tried to bring this story back to life over the years. But all they're trying to do is erase the legacy of Colby Bryant, very much like they have done to Bill Cosby, with all of the hearsay evidence against him. What they're trying to do is wipe out this legacy and then make you remember nothing but this fake out rape that took place. I don't believe there was any rape. I believe this girl was nothing but a hoe. And this is why we're finding all kinds of problems in the story. First of all, I don't believe any of this should have went public. I don't. And when they saw the track record of the accuser, it should have been dropped. It should have been dropped. But they tried to pursue it because they knew Colby was a black man with money. So they tried to just dismiss everything. But we know the deal. We know how they get down in this country, especially when they're dealing with a black man and the subject of rape comes up. Trust me, nobody rapes in this society more than white men, and nobody lies more in this society about rape than white women. And that is the damn truth. So let's get to the part of the story that I want to show y'all.
Oh boy.
Okay. So this is the Daily Beast. So Detective Winters further stated that the nurse told him the vaginal injuries had most likely occurred within 24 hours and that the accuser had a small bruise on her left jawline. But this is a junkie we're talking about, y'all. Always remember that. Also, the examiners had found blood excretions on Brian's t-shirt to about the waistline. The blood testified Detective Winters had the same DNA profile as the victim in this case. Brian's defense team, on the other hand, brought up the accuser's past sexual history. The accuser stated that she had had consensual sex on June 27th or June 28th. And when the panties she wore to her medical exam the following day were tested, they found semen and hair follicle that did not belong to Bryant. But see, all of this, all these white people that are coming forward, they're excluding all of this. We ain't including nothing.
Sure ain't.
These were, for clarification purposes, a separate pair of panties she put on and wore to her exam, not the panties from the night in question. See, they're lying. So what they're saying is she picked up a pair of, well, then what kind of place was she living in where she was grabbing a pair of dirty panties and putting them on and going to a medical exam? No, this didn't happen, y'all. She had sex within a 24-hour period with Colby Bryant and somebody else. Okay, and they know this. They know this. And if
I found the pictures of them.
Go ahead.
I was just letting you know. I said I found the pictures of her.
Okay, yeah. She didn't look like nothing. So
Wow.
anyway, all right, so let me get back to this. So not the panties from the night in question, which were collected and tested separately. And the accuser claims she accidentally put on a pair of dirty panties for the exam. Now, would you have accepted that? Would they have accepted that from a black woman?
No.
You know damn well they would not have, if they didn't find the DNA evidence at the exam. they would have dismissed everything. They got evidence of hair follicles and semen from a whole different man, and they just threw that to the side and kept going after Colby. That's exactly what they did. Okay, at this point, she had no credibility. And this shit should have been thrown out, y'all. She had zero credibility.
Wow.
Okay, this is absolutely disgusting. But see, this is what a white woman can get away with in the courts. And again, it goes back to me telling you how rigged up the system really, truly is. So she's confessing, I wore a nasty pair of panties. And then they just went right along with this. It just go to show you how they'll buy into anything a white woman says in this country.
Yeah.
Okay, so Bryant's defense team claimed that the vaginal trauma suffered by the accuser could have been from having multiple partners in a short time span. And that's exactly what I believe happened. Though Detective Winters had testified that the nurse told him the injuries had likely occurred in the past 24 hours. But if she was having a bunch of sex, and more than likely, if she was a junkie, she was doing a lot of this for the drug. It is not unusual for these drug addicts to hold themselves out or prostitute themselves out to a bunch of men just so they can get their little drug money. They do it to this very day for the opioids.
They sure do.
I did a video probably back in 2016 of a man that caught his wife having sex in cars with other men for drugs. And he caught her right there on video.
Damn, she was really messed up.
So these junkies do this all the time, especially because you know what, it's very expensive to be a drug addict. You got to have money at hand in order to get your drug. And a lot of these people will do that. They'll have all kinds of sex and unprotected sex.
They'll take all type of risks with their lives.
Yes, over trying to get high. Plain and simple. Okay, so furthermore, Bryant's defense team focused on how the accuser admitted she was excited to meet Bryant, allegedly requesting an autograph of him prior to the alleged sexual assault, and called the accuser's mental state into question. The authorities claimed that Bryant's accuser had been hospitalized 4 months prior to the alleged sexual assault. When campus police arrived to her dormitory at the University of Northern Colorado, they determined she was a danger to herself. Okay, so she had all kinds of problems in her background that the prosecution and the entire system chose to ignore. So a former friend of the accuser, who said she lived with the woman before they had a falling out, told authorities the accuser had tried to commit suicide twice before the alleged sexual assault by attempting to overdose on sleeping pills, reported the Associated Press. But they are trying to hold this woman up as if she is some kind of victim in this whole thing. She ain't no damn victim, y'all. This is what I'm trying to bring out to you. She ain't no victim.
This friend that you're talking about, this particular friend that you're talking about, she has, because her name is Lindsay McKinley, and she did a lot of interviews, Lisa.
Yeah.
She talked about her drug overdose, trying to kill herself. She was trying to make it like in like American Idol or something, and then she didn't cut that. Some dude broke up with her. She would try to commit suicide and all of that.
I remember that. I remember that. So, ladies and gentlemen, just behind this whole thing, Colby did, in many ways, get punished. All of this stuff went public, and this embarrassed him and his family. And then he had endorsements You know how they are. Anything that comes out of a mouth of a white woman is believed in America. So he lost endorsements with McDonald's, Nutella, Nike, benched a lot of his products that they had on him. So he did suffer from this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
But to take this man and drag him in death as if this victim was completely squeaky clean is downright laughable. But this is the typical thing that white folks do in this country and have gotten away with it for a long time. This is why we must use our platforms to bring the truth out. The truth they will never talk about.
Yeah. I emailed you. I emailed you her. I emailed you her picture, Lisa.
Okay.
This is the first time I seen her. I never knew what she looked like.
Yeah, I saw her. I remember what she looked like, y'all. Here she is. Now look at that. Does she look like anything to look at? I remember what she looked like. She looked like a little short, stubby, very plain looking white girl.
Wait a minute. It's not, it's not appearing on your
It's not. Okay, hold on. Let me stop sharing and then share it again. Hold on, y'all.
Okay. Yeah, I wanted y'all to get a good look at that skank, because as you're doing that. Oh, okay. Now I see it. Based on how I'm getting this.
Here you go, y'all. Here. Let me zoom in. Let me see if I can make it.
Well, you know how all this information is coming out that I'm finding? People that she went to high school with put it out.
Yeah, I mean, people know what kind of person she is. Even these white folks, they know what the history of this woman is. Come on, y'all. They're doing this because Colby is a black man with money, and a lot of it is jealousy. You gotta see, whenever we have the ability to do something and they don't, it's a lot of jealousy behind it.
Her name, Lisa, is Caitlin
Farber. I remember her. I remember, like I told you, she was just when you saw her, she was just some short, dumpy looking white chick. Nothing to look at.
And you know,
blonde hair. I remember the blonde hair and everything. I remember this chick.
And you know, when all of that went down, you know, because they tried to make it like Kobe attacked her and all that kind of stuff. No. I know what happened when she encountered him. At that, because I've been up in that area. It's very remote. It's rare. I mean, it's extremely rare to see a black person there in that region of Colorado. I bet you she knew he was there, and she do the typical thing that they mamas teach them. She gave him head. That's what she did. They do that. I didn't have brothers tell me on these jobs. I didn't even have white boys tell me.
And you know, Queen, you know how easy it is in America for a black man to get a white woman. It is so damn easy. It's not even funny.
Oh yeah.
They practically throw themselves on top of black men.
Yeah. She knew he was there, and that was her mission. She was gonna get that, and stuff, and to find different men's semen in her underclothes. That means she was on the prowl. She a sexual deviant, like most of them is.
Yeah. You know, and ladies and gentlemen, this is why, you know, they see right now, white people got selective memory. You know, they remember everything about this little hoe right here, but they choose to ignore it and try to drag Colby. You know, and it's up to us, as usual. It's always up to black people to make sure the truth gets out here. That's how it's.
And that's the way it should be. You know, let they go ahead and you know, tell lies, because you know we all know that they lie. But I have to admit, since Trump been in office, I did not know the depths and the levels of how far they will go. And then we know Trump is the extreme.
But Trump is a good example, though.
Yeah, he is. But the thing is, the ones of his own that claim that they can't stand him and stuff, no, what they don't like is he's really showing the core of these white people, the true core.
And y'all, thank you for bringing that up, Shawnette. Y'all pull up some of the stories of Black men, because there's a lot of stories of Black men on jobs that talk about how these white women will grab all over them and sometimes try to grab their private parts. I used to see them stories come out. These things, we ain't making this shit. We don't have to make this stuff up. If you remember, even back during chattel slavery, when our people would be up on auction blocks, they would be grabbing the private parts of them. So this is historic, what they have been doing. This is historic.
Oh my goodness. So Lisa, as you are doing your presentation here to confirm what we were talking about, it said here, sometimes it would call her just Kate Felbert. She wed, how they put it, Kate Felbert, to wed men she met in rehab. And also it says here, because they're talking about her pregnancy, they said here in June 25th, 2005, 6-month pregnant Caitlin Felbert has wed the father of her. That's how they put it, of her. And she was probably too drunk that time to say yes. Carter, wow. So she was drinking while she was pregnant. She just a hot mess.
Yeah, she is. That's why we can't allow somebody with this kind of background. And just because prosecutors let her go, that don't mean we have to let her go.
She didn't play her part like see, they be signaling them, and there's a part that you got to play once they get you off scot-free. See, they let because you know they'll have their little honorary white people, and they let like with George Zimmerman, he didn't play his part. Hey, Mr. Superboy, I see you in here.
Hey, how you doing, Harvey? Yeah, and the thing is, Queen, I even heard about Black guys telling me, and you know, and Harvey, I believe you. He said a coworker pulled her pants down in front of him. I believe that. I used to hear this from Black men I worked with. They would tell me some older white woman would be rubbing them or touch their behind and stuff. I used to hear this.
Well, Lisa, you did a story on that. There was some ugly ass white woman, and she was big. I think she worked in the police department or the fire department.
Yeah, she was licking men. Yeah, she was licking men in the face. I remember that.
Oh Lord! When I seen her picture, and she was not attractive at all.
In fact, she was similar to this girl, just older. You know, just older. That's all.
Come up to you and lick on you and shit.
Yeah, lick right in the face.
Yeah, I remember Harvey when you told that story, because he was a manager at one of those, I think, at one of those fast food restaurants, and what that white woman did to Harvey, she just pulled her pants down and just showed it all. And he said he had hell. He had to get away from that damn job because they a trip. See, it put a man in a real effed up position.
Yeah,
he can be a decent dude. Don't acknowledge that white woman. Just go in there and do his work, and it's like. And she zero in on him, and she'll get mad and say he did this and that, and they'll believe that. Or he'll have a sexual relationship and he'll get tired of her. And you rape me. They just had that couple of short years ago. They had a brother.
Look, Queen, I met Black guys that been in relationships with white women, and they said when they go to try to break up with them, they're like, well, if you leave, I'm going to say you raped me. I've heard this from brothers that even dated these women.
Can't shake them loose, you know? And it's a double-edged sword. Even if they don't even mess with them, they accusing them of stuff. Because what I was going to say is there was this basketball player, this white girl accused him of raping her. Well, what happened was he did take her up to his room, and he had a change of heart, and he put her out, and it hurt her feelings. Well, this time they believed him. And what happened was they found some footage, and he was at this club, and she purposely was bumping into him and everything, and it was all a setup. And then when they were leaving the club, he almost fell in the bushes, and she, lo and behold, was right there to break his fall. They be
I
zeroing
remember that.
on you. They be plotting. They be
Yeah.
plotting on these black men.
But do you remember Leah Dunham and
Oh
what
yeah.
she tried to accuse Odell Beckham Jr.? Remember that? And he didn't even have any contact with her.
Oh yeah. Harvey did a story about that too.
Yeah,
That
I mean,
shit was
they be
funny.
making shit up.
She
These
just
women be
with
making
her
shit
ugly
up.
ass. The
Yeah.
brother just sitting there at the dinner table at some event, and I think it was another chick with her too. She zeroed in on him and get offended because he wasn't checking for her ugly ass.
Yeah.
And that's how they think. They put these bitches up on a pedestal so high, they think that every black man want them and they gonna fall all over them.
They think they're entitled to touch and grab and do whatever they want with us. They really think that is their entitlement. And it is so bad, Queen, that white women really truly believe they are entitled to be with black men even over us.
Yeah.
It got that bad.
Yeah, and then because the thing is that the misconception that they have in their head is that that we didn't know how to keep this black man, and I'm gonna keep him, and he's not going to cheat on me.
And then when they get cheated on, look at how devastated they are. Just like that. Remember that woman that ratted on that guy and had him deported?
Yeah. I remember that. That Becky was pissed off and had that brother deported and stuff. Yep. They get that shit devastates them.
Or if they try to get out of a relationship with them to hook up with a black woman, oh yeah, she gonna throw all kinds of rape in there.
Yeah, the dude then got clear again and say, you know what, I need to stick with these sisters and shit. And she feels defeated. So then there's the threats, and you raped me, and you did this, and you did that. Some of them Beckys have killed these brothers. There's been a couple of stories I have read, and a couple of the bloggers have put out that, and it was always pretty much the same thing. He was tired of her.
Yeah.
And Becky killed. They got a big case up here in California of a Chinese chick. Her family is extremely wealthy, and she was dating this brother, and they had kids together, and they just had a horrible relationship, and he wanted to get out of it. She killed him. And then they said she was a flight risk because she was trying to get back to her country to get away from this shit because her money would be able to hide her. It's still going on.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the problem. You know, this society has always propped up this white woman like there is just nothing but purity about her. And we have seen all throughout the history everything contrary to that.
Yeah, you're right about that. And you know, the thing is, you know, with us having sons, I have been very blunt and raw with my both of my sons about this particular subject. And one thing that I taught them, I said, don't get in the habit of letting a woman, and I don't care what race the woman is, you know, buying you shit. Because I said, you're being controlled. You know, you seeing her buying you stuff, you bragging to your partner, she give me money and all of that. Well, on the flip side of that, it ain't like you can just exist and she gonna buy you shit. You gonna have to do some shit with her. You gonna have to, you know, she snapped her fingers. And so then I've seen this happen to men in my family, where they think they got it going on because a woman is buying them stuff. Oh, I done hooked up with this Becky and her family rich, and I'm gonna get this and I'm gonna get that and shit. My girlfriend son had 2 children with a Becky, and her family they own convalescent homes, so they had a little bit of money. And she had some other children with a white guy. Well, she had all her drug problems and shit. Well, it turned out let me say this real quick. He broke up with her. And She was devastated that he left her. Well, every woman he ever children with, he walk off. So she called him on the phone one day and sweet talked him and said she was going to buy him some clothes. So they went to the Ross department store and he was back there trying on clothes. She called the police and said he was beating her ass and doing all kind of stuff to her and took his ass to jail because she was mad that he broke up. Make a long story short, they had another child together. He went back like a fool because he always bragging about her parents' money. And they both ended up getting arrested. And they wasn't even together anymore after that. And her parents took full custody of the children she had with the white guys. And they was asking, well, what about your other grandkids? And they said, that's not their problem. Right. And those kids are in the system.
But you know what, Queen? If our men would just look at the history of all the problems they have with these women, they wouldn't be so inclined to touch them. Don't you remember Antonio Brown? Not even a week ago. Remember his Becky came to try to steal one of his cars? And then he was like, well, why are they over there talking to her? See, one thing you got to understand, the reason why they were over there talking to her and not him is because they were staying on code.
Yes.
Seriously, he didn't recognize the fact that when those cops came, they were staying on code with that white woman. That's exactly
Lisa, when I watched that over there on Fields, I got irritated and I stopped it at the point where the other cop came up to him and asked him, did you gift her that Bentley? She over there telling them that was a gift that he gave me. And then what got on my nerves was, okay, he had threw her out. She living in a motel someplace, and the boys is with him, and she hops on Uber. He tells her to come over and take them to school. I said, why his ass can't take him to school? So I don't got nothing for him.
If he would have took his own kids to school, he could have avoided all that whole thing.
He brought that shit on himself. He brought that shit on himself because he figured I got money, and I can and I snap my fingers. You do this and that. And the reason why I'm not no fool. I know how people get down in relationships. He was still screwing that woman for her to feel comfortable enough to continue to come through there because he had a order for her not to even trespass. So he was violating her
on the premises, right? But you had an order, you had that order of protection, but you still allowed her to come onto the premises. Yeah. So how much did you really want her gone?
No, he still want her to go around because he don't want to be responsible for them kids. Well, you know what? Those are your kids. You can call her every type of hut slow and everything. You laid down with that slut.
Sure did. That's exactly what I said.
Yeah, and so that shit is on you now. I don't have nothing. I don't have nothing on him because he's gonna have to deal with that situation. He created that situation.
For the next 2 years, you got a lot to deal with, so you better bear down and just take it now.
And then shit is being filmed. That shit is all around the world. When she take your ass to court, trust and believe they have already seen it. He's in a lose-lose situation, but he happened to be one of them Negroes that think his money gonna protect him. Look what happened to Dr. Dre. He gave a white university $70 million fucking dollars.
Sure did.
And a white boy in his neighborhood said he threatened him. They had that Negro handcuffed
in his own driveway. In his own damn driveway. Yep, I remember that.
He could that money. He could have cut that money up and sent them down there to them black colleges.
Sure could have.
He could have gave them like $5 million a piece, and so that's a lot of money for those type of schools. And he thought they be thinking when they give big endowments and shit that's their card. They're protected, or if they are even the ones that work in the police force, they'll walk around in their uniform. They had a brother up here years ago. Another cop beat a black cop's ass. He didn't give a damn. He was in that he was the police, and they covered for him. Our folks you too busy trying to assimilate with these people. They telling you we can't even say it enough. They true to their nature. They're not gonna ever change.
No.
We need to be doing want something totally different.
You want to be with Becky, just understand all the risk involved. That's all I got to say. Just understand the risk involved. You may not make it out of this whole thing unscarred. You know, just understand that.
And then the sisters that get with these white boys, and I'm strictly talking about the ones that are wealthy. Whoopi Goldberg, she had to pay off 2 white boys back in the 80s and stuff. And Holly Berry, and you can go on. And that's what's gonna happen to that old fat ass comedian Lonnie Love with that white boy parading around. You can see the deception all over. He gonna take that bitch to the bank.
Don't even introduce her to his kids. That says it all right there.
Yeah, because this is
all right there.
He's not trying to be cozy with her.
He's not even allowing her to meet his family. That should say it all. Thank you, Jerry.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Give it 3 to 5 years. 3 to 5 years. Look at Stacey Dash ass. She fucking broke. I have more money than Stacey Dash. She couldn't even get a lawyer.
Yeah.
Nothing.
And remember, it was that white man that bailed her ass out after she was arrested. She couldn't even bail herself out.
No, couldn't. And his kids don't like her. I said, I bet you she probably in that house, probably got on a scarf on her head, looking like Ain't Your Mama, waiting on them hand and foot. Yes, a boss. Yes, a master. You was rubbing shoulders in Hollywood. You know, you a B actress, but you still up there against some money. You didn't have a plan like LL Cool J told Mary J. Blige when she got in the industry. He said, you make sure when you get your first home, pay that sucker off so you always have a place to lay your head and pay your property taxes. Don't get stressed out like that. You better have some type of plan, because this industry, you don't know what they gonna do to you, and you can end up on Skid Row. Since my son been living in LA, he run into a lot of broke celebrities. One of the Delphine.
Every now and then, Queen, you'll even hear about one of them. Those rappers, old rappers from the past, doing Uber. They're driving for Uber, and like, it wasn't you a rapper? Yeah, they all end up behind the wheels driving for Lyft or Uber.
Yeah, they got this brother that's an R&B singer. I can't think of him offhand. I was reading that a few months ago. He's a big dude, sing real nice. He's driving for Uber.
Yeah, a lot of people, you know, and like I had told you before, I'm running across a lot of people that graduated from college, got degrees and everything, and they're out here driving for Uber and Lyft.
Yep. My son is.
Lots of them, especially black men and women. Talk to some of them; they'll tell you. I've talked.
You know, when they claim that we don't want to work, my son, whatever the maximum it is that they will allow you, because you have to go get your rest and stuff too. My son works 7 days a week.
Yeah.
Black folks get their ass up and work. That's like this situation up here in Oakland where those girls moved in that abandoned house. They said all the women in there either have 2 jobs, and it's a few of them that had 3 jobs.
Yeah.
No criminal records or anything. And people in there talking about why they having all these kids. Where is the man at? Do y'all ever question that type of stuff with these white women? You don't know these women's circumstances.
You know how many Beckys? Let me tell y'all something. There's a lot of Beckys out here with children and no man. See, they won't tell you this in the media. There are a lot of Beckys in America with children and no men. In fact, I did a video on this probably like in 2017, how there were so many single white women in America. But
what wigged me out?
Media.
What wigged me out was a couple of things that wigged me out that you said. I had got one of those visions, and I had said on one of your hangouts, I said, these Beckys are going to start ending up alone. They're going to be in a situation like the black woman used to be. And you said that's in the word. And I was like, whoa. But the one that really got me, Lisa, was when the first time you did that video about the incarcerated white woman.
Yeah.
Out of all races of women, she's the most incarcerated woman.
Mhm.
Overall, less and less Black people are even committing crimes or anything like that. So I got to thinking about that. I said, well, 9 times out of 10 in their world, they man can get them out of jail. I said, oh, he done got tired of her ass. She get locked up. He take them kids, drop them off at her mama, and probably go to another state. He gone. Like Sarah Palin. Tell them about Sarah Palin.
Yeah, Sarah Palin, she didn't even find out she was getting a divorce until Todd put it out in the media. The media, that's how she found out she was getting a divorce. You know?
Yep.
But Sarah Palin is another one full of shit. She was one of them people, you can clearly tell. She puts on a front.
Yeah, she does. Because I don't know what brother it was. I think Mr. Superboy had talked about it. It was some brother
around with a Black basketball player in college. Yeah.
And they were saying, because I think she went to 5 different colleges. They said she was a dick bandit.
Yeah. And do y'all remember a time when Sarah Palin was doing an interview and Al Sharpton was there and she was grabbing all over him? Do y'all remember that?
No.
Oh my goodness. She was grabbing all over Al Sharpton and he was pulling away from her. He was like, what the hell? She was grabbing all over him. Y'all got to see that.
Wow. Yeah. Oh yeah. Somebody's talking about her daughter. When her daughter wanted to hook up,
couldn't do it.
When her daughter wanted to hook up with them brothers, she put a stop to it. And when you remember when she was running for vice president, her daughter was pregnant at the time. Yeah. Well, that all went real bad, and they interviewed that guy that she had.
Levi, I remember him.
Levi told on it. He said that he could come there anytime he want because her parents wouldn't even hardly be there at the house, and they don't monitor their kids. That's how she got knocked up in the house.
Yeah,
you know, and they knew she was spending the night there, but she's always throwing up that she's a Christian too. And
her daughter now got about 3 baby daddies. She got a baby. All of her babies come from different men.
She had a in, basically what you call a dewdrop in. So whoever their children were dating, it was fine because she's the type of woman. She's too preoccupied, too self-absorbed, and like when you put that together, when we talked about that, you said that marriage had been over a long time. Her husband wasn't being nurtured. She off traveling everywhere. Because Sarah Palin's a dingbat. She don't pay attention to shit. And when her husband got hurt, he got hurt really bad. And I think she was up in New York. And when she got there, they had interviewed her. And she just kept it so light. Oh, he's a trooper. He'll be all right. And I bet you he was probably pissed. He was probably sitting there. He said, damn, she ain't even here for me. She one of them type. She ain't going to spend the night at the hospital. She'll pop in for a little bit. Then she going about her business. So that goes to tell me because they have a child with Down syndrome and they have to have somebody there. They must be paying somebody to take care of their kids, or he was just doing it on his own. But one thing that they said consistently about her, her and her little cronies would chase black men, literally chase black men and stuff.
Yeah.
But this what I was reading in here, Lisa, also with this this situation with Kobe Bryant. They have put some other information. Oh, here it is right here. They was talking about after all of this went down, they were saying that her roommate right here said that the accuser was taking psychotropic drugs for treatment of schizophrenia. At the time of the incident, Lindsay McKinney, who lived with the accuser, said the woman twice tried to kill herself at school by overdosing on sleeping pills. Before the alleged incident, the accuser, an inspiring singer, tried out for the television show American Idol with the I don't care about that song shit. She didn't make it. It hurt her. It hurt her.
No, I did read that in the the little article that I read, that she did try to commit suicide. That was in there too.
Well, she told that girl spilled the beans on her, and when I put her name in, when you Google it, it'll pop up Lindsay McKinney and Kobe. It'll just pop up like that. And they lied in here what they were saying, because this is in Wikipedia. They were saying that she had refused to testify. She refused. She just dropped out. They don't mention nothing about this bitch got knocked up in rehab.
Right. No, that's why I'm saying they're always trying to cover for each other. And this thing that they're doing with Kobe, they only want to tell half of the story. And this is why it is important that we get on our platforms and bring the entire thing out. You know, we have experienced this all along in America. They want to only be very selective about what they want to talk about. And this is where we need to get on our platforms and say, no, it didn't go down like that. The way they're talking is Colby just outright attacked her and raped her. And that is not what happened.
She did what, like I don't care what anybody says. She did what typical Becky's do. When they zero in on the man that they want to mess around with, they get on their knees because they know that's gonna weaken them and stuff. And so that was like, it says after all the shit that went down. And what else did they add in here? The accuser. Oh, check this out. Something I didn't know. They said here they said the evidence recovered by the police included a t-shirt that Bryant wore that night of the incident, which had 3 small stains of the accuser's blood on it.
Yeah, I read that. Already.
Oh, okay. I wasn't listening to you when I was reading.
Okay.
So what was smuggled in? Okay, let me see here. Wow. Okay. I ain't gonna even mention that. That's just a little bit too raw, even for me. Now this I'll tell you about that later behind the scenes. What I'll do is I'll send people the link. They can read it themselves. I'll just put it in there. Oh, this child is nasty.
Yeah, she's filthy, and this is what they want us to go by.
But the thing is, Lisa, think about this. What I'm reading here, this is the cleanup version of it. The best that they could clean it up and leave out certain things. But this Mackenzie chick, living with her, she didn't like her. She was just too hoish. She didn't like her, because there's all kind of interviews and everything. And there were even other people that she went to high school with. They was the one that leaked out her name. They got their yearbook and everything. They made sure they circled her name in red and everything and stuff. That's something that has, and I know that you probably have had the same situation. Quite a few white people that be doing stuff in the pub, shame, doing something towards us in the public, calling the cops and stuff. They will send you a lot of their information. They be knowing these people, they have had encounters with them, and I get, they stand on code and all that kind of shit like that, but they want you to put that shit out and stuff. But, they'll give you addresses and stuff. And I don't like when people do it, but it has happened more than once that they have sent. One of them even put the address of Barbecue Becky literally on my channel. I had to take that stuff down. Everywhere that woman went, she had to duck and hide. Even when she left Oakland, some Mexicans caught her ass with her wife. Both of them had pot bellies. I was cracking up. Oh boy.
Ace.
Wow. So the man ain't even in the ground yet. Him and his daughter. The smear campaign is going to hit an all-time high, because a dead person cannot speak for themselves.
Right.
That's how they always do, you know.
Yeah,
And
sure is.
to hell with the truth. That's like I was saying with the Nate Parker situation, where um where they had the court documents and everything, what was done and all of that, and he didn't get prosecuted or incarcerated for an alleged rape, but they want to keep saying it is a rape. It's like we're gonna dismiss what they own people then put in those minutes and everything, and we're gonna make it what it is. That's what's so insane about these impeachment hearings. It's like, what's the purpose of even going through the hearings? Because we know the conclusion of it and stuff. That's wasting our taxpayers' dollars. But the deeper thing is about that divided house. They divided the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, and the Democratic Party try to act like they the nicer white people and stuff, and they need to get their nigga moment because they are ignoring us and everything, and they're gonna get a understanding. So while they ignoring us, they think ADOS didn't went away. They jockeying back and forth for power, and they divided. I said, wow, this is some amazing stuff to see prophecies in real time.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to continue to see it, and they're going to get stronger. You know, everything for these folks is about to come to an end. I mean, it's very obvious. You can't have babies. You out here dying on drugs. You're committing all these suicides, all these mass shootings. It's coming to an end.
Yeah, white people are like, now less tourists is coming to this country. They like, oh, they really shooting. Okay, some Mexicans get shot up. I don't know if they came to your
got world leaders that don't even respect the leader of this country. They're mocking him and laughing at him.
Well, when all that stuff went down, this one Mexican guy was on my channel for a minute talking about we this and we that. I went off on his ass, and a lot of the Mexicans picked up and went back to their country. They like they shooting us. See, they think that the enemy like them, and see, they seeing it's so terrible over there where they at. But once they start getting shot at, they running. But they some of them will come to us with that we shall overcome. All kind of races do that. And when I did the video 2 days ago about what's going on in Puerto Rico, they had interviewed a Puerto Rican dude. He was in New York, and he used the word diaspora. That was a signal to us. You got us real fucked up. We're not helping y'all. Y'all was just hating on that Miss Universe. Now they talking about diaspora. No, that's not the diaspora over there. That FEMA said they not gonna help you because when they went to the power plant, the guys who managed that power plant asked the reporter, "Would you please contact FEMA and say to get some power grids out there?" FEMA called him directly and said, "We are not helping you."
Right.
You see, shit is locked up in warehouses in there, and then this sister that's been sending me stuff, she got a friend to live over there. It's oil over there. They want their ass gone. They only want enough people to maintain that little island so they can still, have tourists come and all that stuff. And they want people to wait hand and foot on them and everything. And they taking that oil. That's all they want. They said so far about 1 million people then left that place.
Yeah. And a lot of them left during Hurricane Maria. And then I looked at an aerial shot back in 2019. I looked at an aerial shot, and there was still a bunch of homes with tarps on the roof. They didn't even get their roofs repaired.
Lisa, they just released a portion, not the full, a portion of the money for Hurricane Maria.
Yeah.
And, I see where Pelosi was coming from. She said Trump got all kind of shit that he needs to sign on his desk. She said he let it gather dust.
Well, that's because this impeachment is going on. He don't have the ability to multitask. He's only
No,
concerned for himself right now.
no, he broke a record. He broke a record putting out all them tweets, and they said behind the scenes he is so troubled. He's asking people why they're doing this to me, even when he was supposed to be on vacation up there in Camp David, and he's like, why? So he's still, even though he knows the outcome, he's bragging about it already. That shit is affecting him because he has an asterisk behind his name.
Fragile. When you can tell, under all the tough talk and everything, that is a very fragile man. There's no doubt about it. That is a fragile man.
Well, Lisa, you was telling me he thought he was going to get all his praise and accolades after having that dude killed over there in Iran, that general, and he didn't get what he thought he was. He was expecting something.
I was looking at some of the polls, and they said the country was not behind him on that.
Yeah. And
I've never seen that happen to any president. Even George W. Bush lying about weapons of mass destruction.
They backed him up.
Pretty much got behind him.
Yeah. So he's butt sore. He's like,
never seen that happen.
He's like a child. He'll do something. He's like, mommy, look what I did. Look what I did. And they say you can't thank him enough. You can't praise him enough.
Right. Queen, do you remember when bin Laden was assassinated?
Yes.
People ran to the streets. Remember the people that ran to the streets and they were cheering and dancing?
I remember.
Okay. So people even got behind Obama on that assassination. But with Trump, I ain't never seen a country not get behind a president like that. They are not getting behind Trump on this.
Not a one European country, not a one, are backing him at all.
Yeah. And thank you, Big John Hayes. Thank you.
And that was eye-opening to me when a lot of them when they came to some type of summit and they was over there talking and they was cracking up, talking about he running to his Twitter. And even the Iranians, I was reading an article a couple of days ago, they were even talking about how he always is on Twitter. And and they use it
on Twitter. He sure do.
And they using it against him. I'm telling you, this dude is a security risk. They had to quickly, this first year in office, I probably was within months. They don't let Trump get his hands on certain documents. If they do, they'll take it right from him after he play like he can read it. Because like Omarosa, she said, every morning when a president get up, they give him a briefing about what's going on domestically and overseas. And when Omarosa said they had to put it on one piece of paper, I would imagine a briefing would be kind of thick and a bunch of pages. I wonder how they was able to whittle it down to putting it on one piece of paper. Like
what they did was they just picked the most pertinent things and just put it on.
Maybe they put some Lisa. Maybe they put some pictures on it.
I wouldn't comply to that because number one, the world is a very dangerous place. You can't write about everything on one page.
No, you can't.
That's just like, let's say we're on YouTube and YouTube says you can't do nothing but 2-minute videos. And damn well, if you're trying to give a good story, you can't do that in 2 minutes.
No, you can't.
But that's what he's expecting.
Yeah. No, you can't. That's just due to something else. So
yeah, I saw that. That's right. Yeah, even Trump's lame ass gave condolences to Kobe Bryant.
He sure did. I had read it and stuff. Yeah, he sure did. He acted like he had some decency about himself.
Yeah, but these other white folks out here that's trying to go before the media to drag Kobe, they bugging.
They sure is. Because a lot of people out here. I was just before I came up on the hangout, Jerry Rest, that old white man was crying so bad. He said, "I feel like I done lost my own child." He was visibly shaking.
I was reading Shaq. Shaq said the same thing. He said he felt like he lost his brother.
Yeah, and they fought like cats and dogs, and You know, I had shared when I did the video a few hours ago, I had shared with everyone after I had did my hangout yesterday. And I was unwinding before I was getting ready to go to bed. And the last thought that I had, I said, I wonder how Kobe Bryant and his wife are doing. That's all I said to myself, and I went and laid down. And so when I went to my daughters, that was the first thing they told me. I was like, what? And I was like, yeah, I was saying to myself, I said, I was just thinking about him. And so when I left and we coming on home, I was telling my son, I said, this is painful. That's one of those type of deaths that it's a gut punch. Because I used to get mad at him. I used to get mad at Kobe about certain things, but I know how to separate stuff. And I said, wow, that's one of those ones where they got certain deaths when, especially if the person is well known, that I can tell that's just one of them ones where it's like it was the ripple effects. It was felt, and people are not for no fucking foolishness at this time.
No.
And
Christopher Clipper, thank you for posting that the Pentagon had to teach Trump world history. Yes. Did you know Trump didn't even know Puerto Rico was part of the U.S.? Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Nose. His ass didn't even know that was a commonwealth to the U.S.
Yep. He didn't know. No, he didn't know.
Literally thought after Hurricane Maria, why do I have to help Puerto Rico? Why?
Yeah, sitting there throwing paper towels at him and shit. And he was mad because that and she was the only one that did have a pair of balls. That mayor, she was pissed with him, and so that their president over there, you could tell he was scared of Trump.
They got rid of his butt. They ran him out of office.
Now they want that other chick to get up out of there. She said she knew about all the she told on herself too. Knew about all those supplies that were stored up. They have a number of warehouses. They didn't show all that all what they have. They sitting up there sitting on it and stuff. So what a mess, And they said it keep trembling. And I showed everybody, that email, like that what I email you about that crude oil that they found over there around Puerto Rico. They said they estimate about 19 billion barrels of crude oil. So they want that. If Puerto Rico had that exclusively, they would never want for nothing. They would be totally self-contained, totally. But that ain't gonna happen. That simply is not gonna happen. And they're not gonna help Puerto Rico. And even because we know they're gonna have more hurricanes, even when they hit Cuba and all those other islands over there, they're not gonna help. They even though they're not a part of the United States, they're not gonna help them because they voiced the last one they had. They told them black folks, you can't even come over here and work. They don't want them at all. But you know what they did? They did the same thing that they did at those fires in Australia. They took people's pets. Yeah. And they feel like when they do that, they doing something positive and everything. You taking people's pets.
Right. It's just stealing. It's just another, it's just doing what they have done all throughout history, steal.
Yeah, and it's like
that's all. Because when Nature knows, I don't know if I thanked you or not, but thank you for the super chat. But this is all they've done all throughout history is steal from people.
Yeah.
And then try to make it look like it's legitimate, but at the end of the day, it's nothing but stealing.
Lisa, did you get a chance to listen to that video? That white guy Ring of Fire, when he was saying that Trump couldn't read the Constitution. They had put a little video together where they have different celebrities, well-known people, and they would just read a small portion of the Constitution, and he got mad and attacked them and said he real quick to say you setting me up, like he keep running around.
Try to say the staff was trying to make him look bad, and it was like, you can't read. How am I trying to make you look bad? Nobody look bad. Come on.
He's one of the type. He'll tell his staff, "Oh, y'all trying to put a conspiracy on me," because he don't realize how stupid he sound when these reporters ask him about this impeachment and all this stuff. He keeps saying the same thing. Oh, it's a hoax. It's a hoax. I said, do he realize how silly he sound? That's like
he doesn't care. He doesn't care.
So these people gonna come together and put a plot on him to get him out of office, and then he keep doubling, tripling down. He don't know this guy, and I know they got some more stuff. You see how the media is just leaking a little out. They'll show a picture here and there, and then they put that audio out the other day, and you clearly hear him, and you could tell it was an intimate setting to get rid of that ambassador over there. They was messing with that woman so bad. I can tell she was losing hair and stuff. I don't know that person. I said, wow, Trump, the levels of you. I said he need to think when they question him about certain things. You don't know, they might have something on you just to make you look bad. So the only thing they're gonna do is it's just nothing more than a public shaming for Trump, and he's gonna stay right there in office. And I'm pretty sure he's gonna get back in again.
No, see, they don't punish their own. See, all they do is try to put shit out there for show. But at the end of the day, they ain't gonna punish him.
No, they not. And it's like
punish him for what he's done. Nothing.
It's a trip watching these impeachment hearings because they are able to show clippings of the people that testified, and because they keep rebutting back and forth, and the Democratic Party is making the Republican Party look bad. I mean, real bad. And it's and Mitch McConnell, he's so ornery. He just want this shit to hurry up. He tickled me. The first they did over 12 hours, and 15 of the members of the Republican Party was telling Mitch McConnell, this is just too much. And in fact, Dianne Feinstein, she just got up and walked out. Them politicians, that's the old folks home up there.
And her ass really need to go somewhere and sit down. Going to try to tell people to stop talking about this reparations. You go somewhere and retire, bitch.
I know.
Go somewhere and retire.
When my husband heard you say she was coughing ready, Lisa, he said, go back. Wait a minute, go back right there. He wanted me to keep hearing and saying that. He said he had never heard nobody say that shit. But most likely he's going to be back in office, and because he's liking the protection and stuff. When he gets back in office, this next round, his so-called cronies that's protecting him, they're gonna turn their back on Trump. They're gonna turn. He gonna be on his own. This gonna be he gonna be begging to get up out of there, because I'm already seeing how the public gonna do him. They already shunning his children, booing them, throwing stuff at him. Even overseas, they getting real pissed with Trump bringing his damn daughter to stuff, and she wants to talk to some of these diplomats and stuff. They gave her the cold shoulder. They was all
she don't belong there. They talk about things that even the average citizen is not supposed to know, and she's nothing but a citizen. You're not a politician. You're nothing but the president's daughter. She doesn't belong there. They talk about a lot of sensitive issues. She has no business being there.
Yeah, because his son-in-law, they still ain't cleared him.
They already said they can't clear him. They said he's a security risk. They can't clear him.
No, they sure can't. They sure can't.
They said he is a security risk.
But see, Trump think his daughter is the smartest person that hit the
Ivanka is dumb. We heard things about Ivanka back in New York days before he was even president. People used to talk about how dumb she is. He's just like him, just a female version of Trump.
Yeah. And Stormy Daniels has said that all Trump do is talk about how smart his daughter is, and he was telling her, "Oh, I admire you. You remind me of my daughter," and he's obsessed with her, literally obsessed with her, and he don't know how disrespectful some of the things that he be doing, because certain countries you go to, they want the woman to at least put a little something on her head. Because I remember Michelle Obama, she, a few times that she would go places with her husband, they would respect the customs in those people's country and stuff. And Trump bucks all that, and they looking at him like, what? They don't like him. And then the antics that he pull when he's overseas, it's like wow. They say by the third day, you don't know who gonna show up. It's always something every time. He abruptly leave, and then they'll question him about it. He'll tell a bald-faced lie, because when with them hearings with Cohen, he couldn't take it. They said literally he just like sort of just ran out and gave some lame excuse talking about they wanted all the sanctions lifted. And I said,
no, they said they only wanted 5 of the 11. There's 11 sanctions on North Korea. They wanted 5 out of the 11 lifted. That's all they wanted. And Trump went before the cameras and said they wanted all of the sanctions lifted, and he couldn't do that. He lied on those folks.
Yeah, and they're gonna make him pay for it, because see, he lies over here, and nothing is not gonna happen. Trump can't keep doing that. He can't keep doing that. Them people gonna make you pay for that shit.
He's lying about the damn general and the reason why he was assassinated. We done heard multiple reasons.
Oh Lord, you know how he embellished shit. We was in imminent danger. They were planning to blow up some other embassies and all of that.
And then Trump, he said, what difference does it make? I'm like, what do you mean? Somebody's damn. Oh my God, you took somebody's life and you're talking about what difference does it make?
Yeah. And then he told them he put more sanctions on them. They said he didn't put so many sanctions on them. They said they don't even care. They're going to be backed.
Right. And they're not done. And on top of that, Queen, he lied about those military personnel over there being injured. They tried to act like the next day after those shellings of all those missiles that everybody was all right. That's the impression.
After that shit happened, all is well. See, he's the type of person, he don't let an event just go along. He has to intercept it. That's like sometimes when we put videos out, we await till whatever incident happened, give it a few days so the story get more life to it. So Trump was too busy to come out there and brag. And I was wondering when I put that video up when they were at the base, that was damn near blew apart. I said to myself, I said, is this like staged or not? And I know why. The reason it came out about those guys, somewhere one of their family members probably put it on Facebook, most likely, that one of their family members got injured really bad, had a bad brain injury, and so it leaked out. And so let's not forget, because me and Lisa talked about it earlier, about this contractor that got killed. Eventually somebody in the family would say something, or a co-worker, or somebody you went to school with. It don't necessarily have to be the family. Somebody that knew somebody or something. It wasn't no damn contractor killed.
No, it wasn't.
It
wasn't.
No.
It's all a lie. Everything that has come out about this General Soleimani, everything from the start to now has been nothing but a boatload of lies. Well, they have no justifiable reason for taking that man out. And instead of admitting that, they just keep running with more lies and digging a deeper hole for themselves.
Well, old fat boy, what, Pompeo, the Secretary of State,
Pompeo.
Yeah, Pompeo. He went off on a NPR reporter, and I have to say, people say NPR news and all that stuff is boring. They don't interject their personal opinions. It reminds me how they used to tell the news when I was a child. They just tell it, and that's it. They more responsible journalists over there. And he went off on her. I knew he was that type of dude. They don't want to be questioned about anything. They bullies. And that she must have found out something that really got to him. But yeah, they what they don't even get together when they tell a lie. That's like with Giuliani. He be telling stuff and he be telling on them even further. And still, Giuliani gonna be the scapegoat because they don't even want Trump even around him at this point. Everything.
Giuliani did an interview on Fox News. They were trying to shut him down all through the interview. They were trying to end the interview, and he just kept right on going.
Wow.
He just kept right, and they were trying. You saw like several portions of that interview. They were trying to shut him down because he was just divulging too much shit.
Yeah,
he's stupid. The man is an idiot, and I'm telling y'all, they gonna get Giuliani.
They sure is. And remember, a few weeks ago, he was over there in the Ukraine. And he was talking about he was gathering up all this stuff and got a wealth of evidence and all this stuff. And they show a picture of him and Trump together when he came back. You don't got nothing. You ain't even mentioning that shit anymore. They wanted his ass up out of there with his old ass and forgetful ass and stuff. And so.
It's embarrassing. Every time that man goes out in an interview, it is embarrassing.
Giuliani has always made himself look like a fool in the public, as long as I can remember. I remember years ago, his children said they hate his ass.
You'll do.
Yeah, it's like he don't even have, and he's going through a divorce right now.
Yeah, he sure is. He's divorcing the wife that he left his first cousin for, because he was married to his first cousin, first wife. And he was cheating with wife number 2, and now they're divorcing.
You know what? Now I'm glad you said first cousin. Now you know that before we came around the enemy, we didn't have cousins. We had everybody was our mama, everybody was our father, and we had brothers and sisters. Not no first cousin, second cousin, this and that, and plain and simple as that. See, then white people set that shit up because it has a lot.
Because when you look at the biblical text, we don't talk about no first cousin and second cousin and all that.
In the Bible, you see
garbage. You know why? Because they were not used to having a lineage like us. That's all. They had to make up a whole bunch of shit along the way.
I thought that's true. I thought the reason why they set that up, it had to do with money. Like when somebody passed,
money too.
The immediate family, the closest to kin and all this stuff would get the money and stuff. So when you say first cousin, and I got a ton of them, I don't look at them as my cousins. They could possibly have a baby with all kind of needs because that bloodline is real close. That's dangerous, but that's what they do. They some white woman came on my channel. She said, I was talking about they inbreds. She said, you telling the truth. She said that's all that goes on in our community. I was cracking up.
It is. It is.
when I said that.
You notice whenever these teachers get caught sleeping with students, you notice how they never make a big deal out of that?
Lisa,
to them that's acceptable.
Yeah.
You wouldn't see it so often if it wasn't. You see a lot of it going on in America.
Yeah, you absolutely right.
They try to normalize pedophilia.
Yeah, because they want to take the age of consent down to 12 years old. And what I was thinking about was that girl that killed that white guy, he was trafficking her. He was really a pimp. And they knew what this guy had did. They didn't arrest him. All they did was book him, fingerprint him, and he left. And they had the evidence of him raping these girls because he would film it. They had a lot of shit on him, found all kind of stuff in his computer, and that DA knew it. And people are pressuring him and saying this girl shouldn't be prosecuted. And he said, well, one don't have to do with the other. You didn't do your fucking job. You let a rapist who raped, and he was exclusively raping black girls. You let him roam the streets. His job is to keep the streets safe. And so when I did the video, I thought about
that's one thing that's very true that you said. Let me tell y'all something. When it comes down to criminal justice, we know that's all rigged up. There's a lot of white felons that have done heinous crimes that are walking among us. They got them all out here walking. If you notice, a lot of these cop killers, number one, they're white males, and it never fails. They always got a long rap sheet, but they let them come out of jail and be among us, and they know they're dangerous, but they'll let them come out here anyway.
They sure will. And you know how you can find out about some of that, if you really want to know some of the crimes they commit with these sexual offenders that offend children and stuff, and they have to register. I remember years ago, I had my son in private school for a short time, and when I went to pick him up, the principal ran up to me and she said, I used to live in a gated community, and she said, there is a sexual offender in your complex. And it happened to be the one where soon as you walk into the glass door, he was the first house there. And that's where everybody also would have to pass his apartment to throw the trash away. And I was thinking the times I would send my oldest son down there. And so anyhow, she was passing out flyers, and she said, you can go to this website and you can see who this guy, what he did and everything. And so that night, me and my husband and my children, we were looking at all the creeps right in our neighborhood. You just had to put your zip code in, and they showed their pictures. They
around me too. Yeah.
They'll tell you the crimes that they did, what year they did them in. I remember this one dude.
And let me tell y'all, the majority of them are white males.
Yes, they is.
The majority of them are white males. Even the ones that where I live, it's mostly black, but I'm telling y'all, most of the ones that you pull up in my immediate area, they are white males.
Is that LVZ?
LVZ, I'm gonna send you a link.
Get your butt in here, LVZ. Damn, look how many people watching, Lisa.
Yeah. Y'all, I'm gonna probably start burning the midnight oil a lot more often with these live streams.
I know I can hang with you.
On the weekends, that's probably the best time to do it.
We got some night owls out here, and stuff. Oh yeah. So check that out. And I encourage people, when you find out, sit with your children so they can see that stuff too. Because when we were looking at it was amazing how close they lived to us.
Exactly, Queen. There was one, actually, there were a few right around the corner from me. I kid you not. There was one on the next street right behind me.
Well, one was right there in the complex. And then it was, this was a trip. I only seen one black guy, and I'll tell you about that story real quick later. The majority of them, like you said, were white men. And then the next one were Mexicans and either Cambodian or Vietnamese. I said, damn, this is interesting. So we seen this one brother. He was middle-aged and he was massive. And he was really nice looking. Very nice looking. So we was reading what he had did, And you'd be surprised when you be reading the crimes they committed, these sexual crimes towards children. I seen some as far back as like 1969 when they got arrested. And then they didn't did something in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s and even in the 2000 whatever. I said, damn, they just let them get away with all kind of stuff. So we was reading about this big brother. He was 6'3", you know, he wasn't out of shape or anything. And his thing was he likes to mess around with children under the age of 5. See, they would put that there too. So I'm like, they will say, I'll say this real quick and I'll be done. So okay. they'll say like this one like to mess with them under the age of 5, like under the age of 10 or under the age of 15. So his was under the age of 5. I kid you not, Lisa. Gilbert was on his way to school. He called us on the phone. He said, Mommy, he's standing at the bus stop. I said, who? He said, that dude that we seen the other night. And he said, he's squinting at me hard. And he said, I'm getting away. So anyhow, a couple of weeks passed. My family, we all go to the grocery store. And I said to my husband, I said, there's that guy. And he was with this short, looked like a hippie-ish white woman. And she was horrible looking. And she was holding on him so tight, like she didn't, she got her a king. And he looked directly at us and he pushed his head for us and he squinted his eyes. He just squinted. And I was like, look at this dude, this brother, nice looking and everything, and a fucking creep, like messing with children under the age of 5. That shit was eye-opening. That shit was disturbing to me.
Yeah, well, you know what, no defense, but I find some of those really, really good-looking men, some of them are deranged. I'm just saying, I've met some, and they are really kind of weird. You know? Yeah. And I don't really want to be near them. It's just like sometimes you'll see a highly attractive woman, and she is mentally fucked up.
Right, you know, off her rocker.
Just because something look good, that don't mean that's the best thing to be with. Now, I've even been around some women like that. They may look good, but they are an absolute mess.
I know. You know what? It makes me think of something my father had told me. My father said he had a rule. He said not to pick up a woman in a bar. Well, he said he went against himself, and one night he met this chick, and she kind of favored Denise Nichols, and he thought a better version. He said she was as pretty as her to him, and they got to talking, and he said he thought she was okay. So they were dating for a hot minute, and what broke them up, and this is the truth. One day that woman, she came over and they were watching movies, and she told my father, I like to feel pain. And he thinking, what the hell? And then she said, all I want you to do is take your thumb and take your nail and put it between my toes, my big toe in the web of her foot, and push down real hard. She said, I love that. That turns me on. So my dad, first he was just playing. He thought she was playing, and she got mad. She said, no, do it. So my father, he said he just put all his strength on it. And he said this woman was going, that feel real good and stuff. And my dad said, you got to go. You got to go. My dad said he was so mad at himself. He said, I went against myself. He said that shit frightened him. He said this woman told me she like pain, and he applying pain between her toes, and she getting off on it. Very.
Yeah. First of all, he would have never got that pain. I hate people's feet.
LVZ, we were talking about, the white woman that accused Kobe of rape. I don't know how much of you got to listen to.
Yeah, I just caught y'all. I just seen it.
Let's go back because I want to get your opinion on this. Now, True Royal and I remember this case very well back when it happened in 2003. I know you probably do too.
Yeah.
Now, you remember this woman had, when they did the DNA
She had 7 different semens up in her. I was telling somebody that at work today. Just now, I was telling somebody. I was like, she was like, yeah, they trying to disparage him with all this rape stuff. I said, yeah, that bro was a hoe. She had 7 different semens up in it. She said, damn. Well, that must have been back to back if they ain't had time to clean.
Right. And LVZ, she went to drug rehab and got pregnant in drug rehab.
Mm-hmm. That's why when they were saying that she didn't want to testify or in everything, they was trying to clean her up to make her look good. And you know how they'll get, they'll change.
They gave her a makeover.
They try to give her the Amber Geiger makeover.
Yeah, and she was showing. So that wasn't a good look.
Now, at the same time, also LVZ. At the same time, she was going after Colby. She was blackmailing another man down in Florida.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Just trying to get her rocks off and her money at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah, and her roommate spilled the beans and said she was she had schizophrenia. She had attempted suicide a few times.
And it came out as a drug addict.
Yeah, she was upset because she went to American Idol and didn't make it and shit. And it was all it's a bunch of shit about her that I just found out, because the people that she went to high school with, they must didn't like her in high school. They was putting out shit, but in fact she was 19, so she was fresh out of high school.
See,
so they smearing Colby, and you heard
LVZ. This is her.
Oh yeah, wait till he sees her.
Yeah, I seen her.
Yeah,
that's that slut.
Oh, so, Dusty, huh?
Yeah,
so they already dragging Colby. So you know about the reporter who claimed
the LA niggers.
Yeah, she was
the
trying
Los Angeles niggas.
Yes.
Now, how in the fuck? First of all, Kobe Bryant has never played for no other team other than the Lakers.
Right.
So what would make you even talk about the Knicks anyway? Right. I'm just playing along with that dumbass excuse that didn't make no sense. And then I let everybody in my job hear it this morning, and everybody went, "Oh, we know clearly what this bitch just said."
Yes.
Yeah. Because when it was a Mexican, it was actually a Mexican woman watching it, and when she said nigger, she said fuck. She got pissed, and then she gonna run Twitter apologizing and basically saying she trying to combine these two words together, trying to say naker.
Right. No, that came out as nigger. We all heard it.
Because she paused for a split second because it hit her. It hit her head. She was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, she
did the wrong thing.
Something else. You knew what she said. That's why she tried to run. And we'll be right back. No,
yeah, she's talking really, really fast. I go over there to Twitter. I go over there to Twitter, on her Twitter, and all these white people is making excuses. And some of them, some of them wasn't either. And it was like, oh yeah, you revealed yourself, you ass out. And see, they think this is how they get down. They think they can just run and give a lame duck apology, but they'll demand apology of us and still want to keep going on and on with it. They don't want to hear it no more. She apologized and stuff. So somebody said,
no, look, Colby's family put this all behind them, but they drudge it all up, right? So no, we're not going to let her forget about saying that. No. We're going to do it right back to your ass.
And that bitch need to be fired, man. They need to fire that bitch.
Somebody said she needed they said not tomorrow, not next week, right now.
Right. You gotta go ahead, LVZ. What were you going to say?
I was saying, come on, man. That wasn't even no slip. It was nothing she was saying that was pertaining to. That just let me know. Remember I told y'all one time I was driving some family to Philadelphia. I was doing a job and somebody called me Tyrone. And I looked back at him. I said, what? And they, I'm sorry. Like, nah, motherfucker, that's what y'all call us when we not around.
Right.
So
right.
just and when you look at the Lakers, a buddy of mine this morning said the same thing. He said it's a team for the black players. I bet you she called them the LA, the Los Angeles niggas anyway.
I was saying that, LVZ, I was saying that. I said, I bet you that's what they call most of the NBA because they're mostly black men.
LVZ, right. I want to ask you a question about that. Because I could be getting it twisted up a little bit. Didn't they call the Knickers the Knickerbockers or something like that? They would try to switch it up like that.
That's their name, the New York Knickerbockers. But
right.
They'll try to put a like a nig in it, a nigger in it. They would.
Yeah, they'll try to do that to be slick. Mm-hmm, but like I said, if you mix Lakers and Knicks or Knicks and Lakers, you come up with knackers,
right?
Which will not sound nakers.
Yeah,
will not sound like niggers.
And that was the thing. They are not humble enough to just apologize and leave it at that. They got to make up excuse. Oh, I was talking about it. Came out a combination between Laker and
Lisa, you taught me that a couple of months ago. You said to me, Kim, they don't take responsibility for they fuck up at all.
They play dumb first. They play dumb first.
You can be caught with your hand in the cookie jar, and Trump is the number one. He'll be telling you why he's steadily taking cookies out the jar. I didn't do that. My grandma used to tell me, she said a Negro could be pissing on you and telling you, oh, it's raining. Right. And that's Esau to the core. Now, LVZ, did you hear about with this lame duck?
That Peckerwood, the Jew Peckerwood comedian.
Yeah.
Somebody sent that to me last night. And somebody sent that to me last night too. So this guy is a little old dirt bag, a little nobody,
right?
A little old piece of shit.
A peon.
I got more Twitter followers than this.
But you know what, LVZ, they said a lot of people are calling because True Royal brought this out. A lot of people are calling the venues where he is supposed to appear and telling them, you better not put this guy up on the stage.
Yeah, right. What I did, LVZ, I put all the links, like his Twitter and all that, Facebook and stuff. And then it turned out that he has his own website, and on his website you can buy tickets through his website, and he'll let you know, that he's on tour. So next month he got a couple of shows. So what I did was, I didn't want nobody to have to search for anything. I put the link where when you click it, you see all the phone numbers and addresses to the venues that he's going to and stuff. Yeah. And I said, we're going to go over to Twitter. We're going to flag his ass on Twitter. We're going to call where he think he going to make some money at and shit. Yep. They do it to us. We do it to them. This is the American way. I feel offended.
That's why we need to come out, because white folks act like they got a bout of amnesia about this chick that alleged that Colby raped her. And number two, this is really all about Colby and his wife. If his wife already raped this shit and moved on, what the hell are you grudging it all up?
Yeah, why are you worried about it for?
It's none of your doing
business. Nothing to do with you.
But they'll tell us, they'll do that with us. Like Lisa said, they'll tell you, leave your man. And she submits to hers,
And then meanwhile, when their man beating and cheating on them, and you say, well, leave them. Mind your business. This doesn't concern you. Yeah, Hillary Clinton did the same thing.
LVZ, now when that court case, well, it really wasn't a court case, because what happened with Colby did not even make it to court.
Yeah, it was a settlement.
In my opinion, if you had a black woman and she was a drug addict, she had a history of sleeping with multiple men,
right?
Went to do the DNA test. She had other semen in there, other hair follicles and semen that didn't even match. Yes. They would have thrown this whole thing out.
Right.
It would have been a non-issue.
Yeah, they did that in the Huskoff case, Lisa. They didn't get all the people, all the women.
No, they didn't. They only got 11 out of like the 70.
Yeah.
And he still got all that
And
time.
he's still trying to get out of jail. He still think he can appeal and get out of there.
Well, he done already one of his appeals been denied, and he want to take it all the way to the damn Supreme Court. That dude, he might as well hang it up.
That's Michelle Malkin that's helping them do that.
Yeah.
And what they're trying to say is the white woman detective who questioned him and investigated this case, they said she was a feminist, and they were and the police force was conspiring against him because none of them backed him up. And I said, wait a minute, these women, except one, got rap sheets, they dope fiends, they in and out of jail all the time and stuff like that. Why would they want to protect them? Let alone how they look at a black woman.
Said, what was the name of the accuser? You talking about Colby. Colby's accuser, her name was Caitlin Faber.
Yeah.
That was her name.
Yeah, Faber.
Yeah, I'll spell it for you. I'll put it in the
I'll send this link. I'll send this
right
link
there. That's her name right here. If
You
you
take the hell out of here.
Yeah, and her friend is Lindsay McKinney. If you Google Lindsay McKinney, Colby name will pop up automatically. Lindsay started going to all kind of media outlets back then, and they would interview her, and she kept it raw. She told on her ass. Said she a dope thing and stuff.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah. She just hooks herself out for drugs because she was a big time drug addict.
Well, you know what the other component to the story, Lisa? Do you remember she had told her mother that she had met Colby, and she said she was telling her mother that she had had sex, and her mother said, no, you was raped. And she kept insisting that no, we had sex, and her mother was like, no, you was raped. You remember that?
I know this much, right? This is a case of black men. Look, you see what happened when they always making us take a plea bargain.
Yes.
You see what they do that for, so that they can use it against you later. You notice it's always when you take a plea bargain and you don't go to jail, you think it's over with, and then later on, when they find convenience, they use that same shit that they told you go ahead on and settle it so you can be over with and get this behind you. And that same shit that they tell you, it never go behind you.
Right.
You have to, you're right, LVZ. You have to file it all the way in to clear yourself, because that's the first thing they run to. And you want to scare a cop, they pull up your name and nothing come up.
Yeah.
That fucks their head up big time.
Yeah. Oh, bull.
They can't hang with that one.
But you know what, LBC, anything in a black man's background, especially if you're famous, they always want to drag this out. You remember they did the same pattern with Michael Jackson.
Yep.
Anybody, and remember, and Bill Cosby, so his legacy ain't even going to be remembered. The only thing you're going to remember is these white women that came out and testified on him, and he went to jail. You're not going to remember nothing else about his career.
Yeah, the ones that was they was all upset because a lot of those women, they wanted Cosby to get them in the entertainment industry. A lot of them was just holes for
looking women, please. One thing I can say, Cosby need to be bitch slapped for touching them in the
that chick looked like a fucking horse. But a lot of those other women, they were groupies and stuff.
Yeah. And wannabe groupies. I ain't never seen motherfuckers just wannabe groupies.
Yeah. And some of them, they be thinking, oh, he can get me in in Hollywood, I can do some films and stuff. And he made me these promises. Yeah. When you in bed with somebody having sex with him, you're gonna admit to all kind of shit. Yeah, okay, yeah, baby, I'll get that for you.
And they got all that. Shouldn't have slept with Cosby. They should have slept with Harvey Weinstein. They got it all bad.
Lord, don't Don't get started on him with that fucking walker. Lisa, there's so many pictures of him. He looking more and more pitiful. I seen a picture, Lisa, the other day. They were showing him walk up some stairs. He bent all over, holding on to the railing.
And a bad performer on top of that. As soon as they mentioned his case was going to trial, all of a sudden he whipped out a walker. Come on.
Right, I'm about to say. Look, that show you a black man can't do nothing. Because he saw Bill Cosby went blind once he went trial. He said, fuck it. I'm going to be handicapped too.
Yeah, that shit. When I seen that video, I said, what, Lisa Fine? What the hell? I said, oh my goodness. But the part that pisses me off, they ain't talking about it. They ain't saying nothing. They so quiet. And they want to say Bill was going blind before all this shit even popped up.
Right.
Yeah, well, they tried to say he was faking it.
Yeah, they did say. They ain't try to say. They did say.
I noticed they're not doing that same thing to Harvey Weinstein, and we know his ass is faking.
You know what? Some people don't know about this. That first attorney, that sister, Priscilla. What's her name? Is it Priscilla?
What's her name? I know who you talking about. They be on Roland Martin.
Yeah, to be on Roland Martin. It'll come to me. Monique Presley. Yeah, Monique Presley. With Monique Presley, you ain't gonna see her for a minute. They trying to strip her of her law license.
Yeah.
And they said
appropriating funds.
Yeah. And I said, wait a minute. I said, they didn't even give her a chance to defend herself. But they'll let Michael Avenatti continue to steal, when and he went over because they gave him a white boy deal. They told him, don't do no transactions over $5,000. And he did it anyway. He was trying to hide funds and shit. And these are some disagreements that she's having with her clients. But I'm gonna be like the enemy. She didn't get a chance to defend herself. We don't know if that shit is true or not, because they'll put shit on you. So I'm just not gonna. I refuse especially when it comes to my own, to believe anything that they say. It's like they wrote it and it's the truth. No, no.
They doing that. I'm white and I say so.
Yeah, it's one-sided.
Because we say he
one-sided. It's
one-sided. That's why I was laughing, because this is the white people's reaction to Bill Cosby. Well, it has to be true. Look at all the women saying what he did. White women are notorious for lying about rape.
Yeah, and then this is crazy.
Go ahead.
The crazy thing that they doing with Kobe is okay. So the same people that's telling us we got to deal with the George Zimmerman trial is the same people saying that Kobe's a rapist. Ain't that some wild shit?
Ain't it though?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. You mentioned in that George Zimmerman LVZ.
What's up?
I think about that Puerto Rican chick that was one of the jurors on that trial, and when that was over with, I read this myself. When that woman went back to work, them people told her they told her they did. They told her don't come back. When they interviewed her, they damn near all the furniture in the house was gone, because she had a husband and 2 kids, and they was sitting on the floor in the kitchen eating. And her husband, he didn't even seem upset. And then she said that the other jurors intimidated her, and she said he was guilty. She could have been because some of them they'll hold out.
Been a holdover.
That woman did not have any backbone, y'all.
No, she didn't. They should have had me. They should have had me up in there with all them white people.
Yeah, she had no backbone.
Right.
You could tell it was easy for them white people to talk her out of going against what they wanted. She just went along. You could tell she was not strong like that.
Shit.
And proof that God don't like cowardice. Look what happened to that lady after that.
Yeah,
it was instantly. Like
they became homeless.
Yeah.
More than because they got evicted after that.
Sure did.
yeah, you know what, LVZ? It's like the other night, me and Lisa was talking about this judge that that died real quickly. I remember Mr. Superboy, he had talked, I forget the name of the judge offhand. He was saying that they had announced that this judge had cancer. And I forget, he let somebody off. Somebody did to one of us.
I know who you talking about. You talking about District Attorney Ken Thompson, who let Peter Liang out
Yeah.
after he was found guilty.
Yeah.
And then right after that, that bastard died of cancer.
Died of cancer.
Never let nobody tell you that cancer is a bad thing.
Oh, wait a minute. You know what was so deep? Mr. Superboy had let us know that the dude had cancer. The very next day, he was shocked. He said, he's dead.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was like,
I remember it.
But you know when I looked at that man, I could tell he was sickly.
Yeah,
he was.
With his ornery ass. And what we were talking about is we've been noticing that like with the Miss Universe, which was a nice looking dark skinned sister, them people over there in Puerto Rico went off because they wanted that Puerto Rican chick to win. And a few days later, they had that massive earthquake. And I was telling Lisa about 3 years ago, this Ethiopian dude, him and his wife had escaped the country. It was a lot of shit popping and they got away. And they ended up in some little remote village over in Italy. And them white boys killed that man in front of his wife. The very next day, they had a massive earthquake and damn near every structure over there was in rubble because it was a very old community. And they used a lot of like granite to build their houses and stuff like that. And we're gonna continue to see that increase where these people
dropped off.
Oh yeah, he dropped off.
Here you go, VZ.
Yeah, I know. I'm back.
Yeah, what we've been noticing, these folks, and not just the enemy, because I said it's not just the enemy. All these motherfuckers gonna pay. They done ate off of us, lied on us too. You know, the Asians come straight to our neighborhoods, slap up their liquor stores. The Arabs do it. And the one that gets me the most is the hair care industry. They done sold that up, that they done made it impossible for us to have our own beauty supply. And
ain't that crazy?
Ain't that crazy? Literally, it's hard. I didn't try.
Well, yeah, but you know, they're all against us. You know what I mean?
So people that's been talking against us and stuff, the punishment has been coming quicker and swifter. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Okay, I'm not used to seeing this. I'm not used to this. And I was saying when I did my hangout, I called it judgment, and I'm looking at what's going on around the world because they had a massive earthquake over in Turkey.
Yeah, I don't. You know, I got a Positive Queen on purpose. You know, we got a bunch of Arab stores around me. I won't go in there one of them stores.
I don't blame you.
And I won't go in a Korean store. I don't go in none of their stores.
Well, the question,
just disrespectful.
They nasty too.
Say that again, LVD.
I said them Arabs just as disrespectful. Them
motherfuckers. Plus, and
right.
On that LVD, their stores, they stink.
They do. Oh Lord, Lisa, you ain't never lied. We had a heat wave in the Bay Area years ago. We was over in Berkeley, and I told my husband, I said, I'm gonna pop in this store real quick. I'm gonna get me like a little popsicle or something. Shit is hot. I went in there and the smell knocked me down. So I went over to it had those little freezers. You just slide the door. And when I opened the freezer, it was filthy and grimy. Even though the popsicle was in a pack, in a cardboard box, I didn't want it. I said, these motherfuckers is nasty. It's too nasty and stuff. And I remember one night we was way out on the road someplace and we were really getting weary and tired. So we went to some no-name hotel and it was very clean. I have to admit it was very clean. So I went to go take a bath and they washed their own towels. Them towels, Lisa, was so stiff and hard. If you would have wiped your ass, you would have cut it. I said, these people
take my own towels anyway.
Me too.
Yeah, that's you're right about that. But my husband was laughing. I said, these towels are stiff. And he washed his face. He said, shit, it's about to cut my face and stuff. They was trying to cut corners and save money. And so we just been noticing, we don't put up every video, but when we're researching stuff, we're just seeing that they getting slapped back much quicker and everything.
But you're right, Dwayne Williams. Those Arabs do treat our people bad, especially our young children.
Yeah, when they come into
that's why I won't go in there because I'm not going to tolerate that crap.
No,
I made a little herb at the liquor store across the street. The kid, I had to step to him one day because I don't drink. So I was like, motherfucker, I don't have to come in here. I only come in here for a money order. I said, I can really go across the street. I said, the fuck you mean we got to stand outside until 2 at a time? I said, man, I don't want nothing out of this bitch ass store. It ain't like y'all selling nothing anyway to the community that we need. If you're scared of us, you don't need to sell to us. He took that sign off the next day.
You remember that? You remember some Chinese people? Yeah. Remember some Chinese people in South Africa did that shit? That at a certain time at their restaurant, you could only get food through the window.
But you know what? Y'all gotta really chalk it up to that culture that these Arabs come out of. Look, anytime these motherfuckers will kill their women at a drop of a hat,
right?
Over there doing beheadings and all that as capital punishment. What kind of people do you really think they're going to be?
Yeah, they vicious.
Seriously, what kind of people? Of course, they're going to be nasty. They come from that kind of environment.
And black people, stop letting these motherfuckers tell you that you litter and make a ghetto out of places. Look, let me go ahead and say some shit. So yesterday it was fucking Asian New Year.
LBC, speak up a little bit. You kind of sound far away.
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yesterday was Chinese New Year, and they were celebrating it at the MGM casino yesterday. So I went up there, and motherfucking Asians is up there throwing up all over the place.
Oh shit!
Every day, the casino's filled with Asian people throwing cigarette butts all over the place, throwing up all over the place, wearing diapers, shitting on themselves because they don't want to get up from the poker table. This is
don't tell me that. Don't tell me that.
This is no bullshit. They be throwing people out of the casino for wearing diapers, and they're normally Asian because they don't want to get up from playing poker. Look, yesterday I'm in the casino. I walk in. I'm like, it stink like shit in here. What's going on? Somebody said, it's Chinese New Year. I said, but why do it smell like that? They said, that's Asian food. I said, nah, nigga, that's garbage. I said, that is garbage. I said, if you came in the house and smelled this, the first thing you would do is take out your trash.
There you go.
Stop letting them tell you that we the most dirty, we the most this. Man, I see shit every day, y'all. I see different races that just do trifling shit, and it be the black people who be the most courteous and most clean.
Yeah. And not only that, they lie about us in every aspect. One time I was reading a newspaper and they were trying to talk bad about black folks. And one of these white waitresses at one of the local restaurants said that black people don't tip. I said, if anything, black people tip too much.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
My dad was a heavy tipper. My dad was a heavy tipper.
So I was like, this bitch is lying.
Lisa,
I've been to too many restaurants. If anything, black people tip too damn much.
You know what? We
Lisa,
because of that myth.
Excuse me, Lisa, Taryn want a link.
Okay, hang on, Taryn. I'm gonna send it to you.
Think about it, Tori. A lot of us do a lot of us tip just because of that myth.
Mm-hmm.
Think about, a lot of us do. We over tip because they were like, I've heard black people who over tip. I'm like, why you giving that much money? Because they be saying black people don't tip. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And we
because I know for a fact, if anything, black people tip too damn much.
Where you at, Lisa? You done left.
All right, I'm here. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes we tip too much, even when the people ain't even courteous or worth the tip.
Right. If anything, we tip way too much. I know that for a fact, LVZ. I remember one time on my family reunion, it was probably about 30 of us at a restaurant for my family. And this was down in Georgia, down in Atlanta. That meal, you know how much of a tip we gave the waitress because they worked the tables, for all these tables for our family. We gave them a $250.
I was gonna say, which I gave one of them $200-$300 tips.
Shit,
that's I already know about that.
Well, you know what? That has a lot to do. You know what that has? Another thing that we do is like we'll get discriminated in the store, and we'll go ahead and buy the shit anyway, like trying to prove to the person that accused you of, stealing or whatever, like I got money. No,
I
don't do that. Walk out.
Shit. But go ahead, LVZ. What were you going to say about tipping? And by the way, hello, Tareen.
Yeah, good morning. What's up?
Go ahead, LVZ. What were you going to say about tipping?
What I was saying was, a lot of times what we do, we'll tip a motherfucker even when they ain't courteous and the service ain't good. We'll tip them.
Right.
Just because we don't want to be like that. I've heard people do that so many times.
My grandmother would not let us do that. If we went somewhere when my grandma was alive, when I was young, I used to laugh about this. And if the service was not good and she didn't like the waitress, she said, we ain't leaving shit. And anybody that tried to leave $1 or something on the table, my grandmother would reach over and take the $1. She was serious. She wasn't let them have shit.
Wow.
Go ahead, Kareem. What's up?
No, I came on because I had heard that LVZ say about them Asians in the casinos.
Yeah,
listen, that stereotype about them gambling a lot is a very true stereotype. Like you go into any casino, you will see them in packs, literally. And when they get to them tables, it is mostly them. They even have a table that's designated pretty much towards just them, because they will always have an Asian dealer there that speaks just their language.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And if you really want to see an Asian act out of the casino, look at them at the slot machine when they losing. That shit is hilarious.
Oh,
they be beating up.
While you're here, Tareen, I want you to speak on how the white media is trying to drudge up all this shit about Colby and that 2003, rape that he was accused of.
Typical, very typical, not surprising whatsoever. And I think what's so disrespectful is that they did it literally hours, or in some cases minutes, after he was pronounced dead, and on all the other people that was on the helicopter, and his daughter. I'm like, the complete and utter disrespect for a human life or human lives that were lost in such a tragic way. Like, and then expect us to rally behind them and their cause. All I'm gonna say is this: keep a mental note of the people that you saw that was saying disrespectful things, and should anything like this come to light when something happens with them or someone close to them, just keep in mind what they said on that particular day.
Right. And his daughter Gigi used to travel often with them because she plays basketball in school.
Yes, I've seen footage of her playing. She was about to be the second coming of her dad.
Yeah, she was good. It was good. Now, I've been hearing a lot of rumors, and right now I don't even want to do another video until we get all of the names straight of who was on that helicopter, because Rick Fox had to come out and say, oh, wait, I'm alive.
Right.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I had to go check. That's my cousin. I checked too because somebody had asked me earlier today. They said, "Do you know Rick? Is it true?" And I was like, I said, "Let me go check." And that's one of them cousins that you never meet. That I never met him, but yeah, he's my cousin. And
we had him, and then I heard all of his girls were on there with them.
Yeah,
and
you know, the reporters really messed up on that, Lisa. They was having to apologize.
Yeah,
people was telling me the same shit though. All his daughters was on there. I was like, all his daughters.
Yeah, because when me and Lisa was
I
talking
went back to look, and I'm like, I don't see nothing that says all of his daughters were there.
Right.
It was one reporter. He was apologizing. I think it came from this one particular reporter. I think he was trying to, you know, he wanted to be sensational. You know, some of them, you know, they want to, you know, get a better position and shit.
But
for
real, if you know Kobe Bryant like me, I was saying that on Ticket TV. I said, Ticket, the only thing I'm worried about, the biggest thing I'm worried about now is already bad, but it can be worse. And he was like, what you mean? I said, you know, Kobe always fly with his daughter in that helicopter.
Damn.
And I know he always flies with his daughter. I know since they was little kids, he used to get them flown to the game.
Right.
Did anybody go to Afro Synergy? Somebody sent Afro Synergy the video of the plane going down, and what was weird was the way the plane was going down. It was going down like it had been shot down.
They said it caught on fire up in the air.
Yeah,
that's what that's the report I heard.
He kept playing it over and over. It wasn't on fire, Lisa, at all. You could see it going down, and then when it hit, it did set on fire. Well, you know, it looked like they was in a very remote area. They were not. They had interviewed people in the surrounding community, and they had interviewed this white guy. He was a pastor, and he happened to be a sound engineer. And he said he was really listening to what was going on. And I'm looking, and I said, damn, this is a community here.
Yeah, I did see that. Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't see that. The only thing I kept seeing at first, I thought they was in a very remote area, very remote. And
he flew almost the whole time he was in the NBA. He was doing them helicopter flights.
That's what got me. I was like, man, the man never drove to Staples Center. He actually had a helipad at the top of Staples Center. He would fly there for games and practice.
Right.
Yeah. So that they were trying to
probably did it. Probably did it because of traffic.
Yeah.
Traffic.
Well, they were trying to imply that the plane didn't have the right maintenance and stuff, and they said that plane was like a limousine, and they said Kobe was very particular about making sure the maintenance was up on it and all that. He said he wasn't, you know, sloppy with his stuff.
That's what I was about to say. I know Kobe Bryant is meticulous about basketball. I can't imagine what he would be like about a helicopter.
Now, Tareen, I do want to ask, because I always like to hear the man's point of view anyway. What do you do you know the background of Colby's accuser from 2003?
I know that she was a liar.
He was a hoe.
Trying to get
she had different DNA in her panties. Did you know about that?
Yeah.
Did you know
that she was like initially she wasn't gonna say anything about some rape, anything like that. But like Harvey has been saying in his videos, when she knew that she could probably try to get some money out of it, that's when the whole rape thing came about.
Her mother encouraged it. Taryn, when she told her mother that she met Kobe Bryant and she said she had sex, and her mother said, no, you was raped, and she kept saying it over and over.
Yeah, and Tareen, you know, she had a history of drug abuse.
Doesn't that sound like a lot of Bill Cosby's accusers?
And
right.
And he got pregnant in drug rehab. She got pregnant by someone in drug rehab, and she had an alcohol problem.
Hold up. What you saying is, Lisa, what you saying in a nice way, Lisa, is she was too good to get knocked up by Kobe, but she was too good to have sex with Kobe, but she'd get knocked up by some dusty, dirty, random dope head
Right. In
Yeah,
rehab.
yeah,
in rehab. Yeah, but
yeah.
Kobe Bryant, he had to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
And
right.
it was actually a nurse at the hospital that came out with the fact that she had all those different DNA in her damn panties.
Yeah, and pubic hairs and shit.
Hair and panties didn't and semen didn't even match Kobe Bryant.
You know, that's a lot of information. And then on top of that, you know, then they give an excuse why all that happened is she accidentally put on some dirty panties.
Accidentally, her excuse, Tareen, back then was she accidentally put on dirty panties.
Oh, you accidentally put them on.
Yeah, she accidentally put on dirty panties.
Yeah, because everybody accidentally put on dirty drawers.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess.
But
That's just like what that was just like with the whole Monica Lewinsky thing and how she kept that dress in her closet.
Oh yeah, who does that? Damn, and stuff. But Taryn, I was reading that she had a roommate named Lindsay McKinley, and Lindsay just spilled the whole beans. He said that she was schizophrenic.
Yep.
Taking medicine for her mental health. And then I just learned tonight that she was pursuing another guy in Florida.
Yeah, well, she was blackmailing, and I don't know if you know this, Tareen. She was also blackmailing at the same time she was going after Kobe. Same time, she was blackmailing another man down in Florida for money. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
Sounds like I said. Sounds like to me like the woman was a serial sack chaser.
Yeah,
right.
You know what that making me think of, Lisa? When that white girl accused Chris Brown of assaulting her and stuff, and they got helicopters over his house. They lying,
got
talking
that man
about
lined up on the ground in front of his house.
See,
yeah, they said he threw a duffel bag of weed out the window.
Yeah. Now, Taryn and LVZ, we were talking about Odell Beckham, and remember Leah Dunham and what she did. We were going over the history of these white women doing this.
And remember, Odell Beckham didn't say nothing, and they was trying to get him in trouble for not saying.
She's gonna be all offended because he wasn't hitting on her ugly ass. See, what I was my point was this Becky with that incident with that Becky with Kobe. She was trying to not Kobe with Chris Brown. She was trying to steal out the house.
Yeah,
some dude came over selling some jewelry, and he had it on a platter, and she's trying to take it. And then she even claimed he took her cell phone because he wanted her out. And they I didn't know this, but a lot of celebrities, when they have people come in their house, they'll have them to cut their phone off and they'll put them away because they don't want them taking pictures and stuff, which I don't blame this. But this is the part that got me, because you didn't hear nothing in the news after the fact. When they found out she was most wanted because she had won some little beauty pageant, and you got certain duties you have to do. Well, she ripped off her roommate, and her roommate pressed charges. And she went on the run, and they were requesting for the tiara back and shit. So they know all of this.
Yeah, her ass is on the run. She was on the run too.
Okay, when black folks is on the run, what do they do in that situation? They arrest your ass and send you back where you need to be. They didn't even do none of that shit.
And not only that, she was wanted in a whole nother state. Like she was wanted all the way in New York, and she was in California.
Let's talk about white privilege for a little bit, y'all.
Go ahead.
Nick, look, a white person have a warrant for their arrest. They come out on TV, bold as a motherfucker, lying, saying Chris Brown raped him. A black dude got a warrant for his arrest. He better try to leave the country, or you won't escape, as Wesley Snipes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they never they didn't arrest her or nothing. That's like with the Avenatti situation. They know he pulling crimes. They still let his ass be on the street. They didn't strip him of his law license or anything, and he continued to commit crimes. I blame them.
Yeah.
You know, they let him get away with it, and you know, but he hung himself because he couldn't stay at the camera. That dude is just too arrogant. He's just too arrogant for his own good and stuff. But
yeah, Mark Garridos got accused.
Yeah, I know.
With Mike Avenatti of trying to extort Nike. But you notice how he laid low and stayed quiet through the whole thing?
I'm about to say, they ain't even talking about what happened with him. I don't even think that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They were even talking about that with this impeachment hearings when they were saying that when they were impeaching Clinton, they said that Clinton just got real busy and started working. He kept himself busy. Trump, he's a control freak. He wants to control the narrative, and he can't focus too good. His attention span is real low. He has very little tolerance. He's worried about this dude. It's never enough. Like we were saying earlier, Lisa had revealed to me after he had that dude killed. He's thinking he's going to get all these praise from his own folks, and they not feeling him because they don't want a war. They don't want to send their children over there. They crashed the damn website over there with the recruitment.
Yeah, the collective service.
Yeah. Richard Spencer, he pissed. He said he shouldn't have never voted for him because he's scared he gonna have to.
He thinks he's gonna have to go to war. But you see what a big piss ass bitch he is at the end of the day.
Ain't he?
Got mop straight out here.
Yeah, talk all that shit.
Let the machine come.
They try to come out.
I couldn't hear what you said. What did you say?
I think he was talking to somebody else.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
Yeah.
No, but I was screaming because Kareem did a video on it. I was laughing my ass off.
Oh yeah, Richard Spencer, or no, his name is Richard Spencer.
Richard, yeah.
Yeah, like
you saw what
his life has literally been in turmoil for the last couple of years now. Remember he got punched in the face during the inauguration.
But but you know what? He got punched twice, Tareen.
Yeah, I was about to say Richard Spencer got hooked a couple of times.
Yeah, True Royal said something really significant. She said every time he got punched in the face, he never fought back.
He wouldn't.
He never fought back.
They was knocking him on his ass that day because
I'm about to say you're right. True Royal nigga was hooking him quick. Hook, wham!
When I put that video out, I kept playing it over and over and laughing, and somebody flagged me and they said the content was violent. They show black men getting shot, and they couldn't
beat down, choked out. That's never too violent.
So what I did was, because I didn't care, I still put it up on my backup channel. I went over there to his channel and started fucking with him and stuff. And he said, you put that video out on me. He typed it in. I said, I'll be damned, he know I did it. He never said he flagged me or not, but he was butthurt. He was scared and shit. But let me see. Taryn did a video about him recently, and I didn't know this, where he had went to a nightclub or something and couldn't pay for his drink. I was screaming.
Dick boy broke. Torian did that.
Oh yeah, he couldn't pay for a $4 shot of bourbon.
He broke his shit. Remember you reported that. He broke his shit.
But you know what, LVZ? His family, and I'm sure you know this, Tareen.
Yeah, they stole slave money. They had slave money.
Black folks. That's how they got all that land that they got. Richard Spencer's family stole land from black folks.
They thieves. And I was reading that his family for years been getting food stamps. They always talking about us. Even Trump even mentioned that the other day that he's trying to get more people off of food stamps. I said, his folks, I'm telling you, it's an extremism with him. Either you extremely like him
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Queen.
I said with Trump, either you extremely like him or you extremely hate him. And he made all these promises to these hicks, these trailer park hicks. Like David Duke said, we got you in office, and watch how they turn on him. He ain't gonna be able to handle it.
Yeah, that Nika Pookie Jenkins, thank you for the super chat.
Pookie, what's up, bruh?
But you know what, though?
That's my man right there. What's up, Pookie?
Pookie. But yeah, you know, that's how Richard Spencer's family got their wealth, from stealing from black folks.
Yeah, I know.
Couldn't pay for a drink. That's terrible.
Yeah.
Hey, what they say about ill-gotten goods? That shit never lasts long.
No,
what happened? Oh, stealing all our money. Now you out of it. How you lose all our money? He supposed to pay out reparations. He done spent all the money.
Yeah, right. Tareen, what were you going to say?
And not only that, remember the also his marital issues as well.
Yeah.
Well,
Did he have an Asian wife?
No, she was Russian.
He was Russian.
He married a Russian.
Remember that gay dude put out that audio of Richard Spencer cussing and going
you talking about Tinker Bitch.
Yeah. Tinker Bitch.
Superboy called him swallow a lot. and what happened, I found this website called Gay Nation. So that they were talking about what he did to Richard Spencer. And the gay community,
he got a black husband.
You know what the gay community
Milo Yalan and the Nupa.
Yeah, that one.
That one. You know what the gay community did to him? They made it where he couldn't hardly make no money. As he got broke, they said he was making a lot of money and he was getting cocky, and then he got desperate, so he just started talking about the gay community real bad.
Yeah, I'm about to say, they said they was cool with his racism, but then they said he started trading and going against the LGBT community.
Yeah,
and they cut his ass off. You see, black people, you see how we supposed to.
That's right. That's why we should be dealing with our cones. Exactly.
Yeah. You see how we supposed to treat people. Look, even them damn LGBTs know that. Look, you can't do nothing with no damn traitor. The fuck you gonna do with him other than kill him? It's nothing you can do with it.
Right.
Yeah, that article was eye-opening. I said, look at that. So they do handle each other's ass. They were saying he was a traitor and everything. And when he put that audio out, he got paid for that. He don't give a fuck no more. He just want money. You know. So I guess his black husband, he ain't working.
But it's amazing. They can be racist as hell and still want to be with someone black.
Yeah, because it's all because just like I was telling somebody, just like I was saying about that battle rapper, I was doing a video yesterday. You remember, Lisa, you were there about a battle rapper that I was doing a live about. But then they told me Kobe died, so I shut everything down. But this same battle rapper, he just was rapping against Shaquille O'Neal's cousin. And everybody, all these black dudes, he won. He a better battle rapper. I said, why? Look what he did. Look, I said, he ain't do nothing but tell a bunch of jokes. I said, I can't have nothing he said. I'm not a white guy. People sat up there and argued with me the whole time, though, talking about, what do color got to do with it? What do race got to do with it?
Your whole society is about color.
That's about it. I asked him, I said, well, if color don't got nothing to do with it, why come when he was battling the other white guy, the white guy told him, you not really a rapper. You do that wigger music. No bullshit.
Wow.
One white rapper told the other white rapper, you don't even belong in this culture. You don't respect the people who made it. One white rapper was telling another white rapper, you got to respect the black rappers to even be a part of this culture.
Right.
So I was trying to explain to people, dude, I don't have a problem with a white rapper as long as he respects the culture.
Right.
But we got so many black folks. Oh no, don't be racist now. No, LVZ, don't be racist against the white man now. No, LVZ, he can rap too. You don't want to sound like no racist. I said, hold up. Just because I said one white man rap and we say, hey man, this our sport, you got to do what we say do. We being racist. Now you watch white people choke you out. Look, now meanwhile, white people told Lil Nas X that shit he did wasn't country music. And niggas ain't bat an eye. They ain't say nothing.
You know what that's making me think of, LVZ? Black folks been doing this for years. A white person can dance a little bit. Oh, you all right with me? You remember like when Bill Clinton pulled out the saxophone? We was impressed with that.
Yeah, when Bill Clinton got the sax, Bill Clinton, a black president, just because he played the saxophone.
Yeah. Ain't that stupid?
Right. Yeah. He had some shades
yeah, and they get a pass. You know, they get a pass. No, you don't get no pass. And shit.
Right.
All they do is
play the saxophone.
They have always stole from us and copied from us and shit. Right. They got a channel, a YouTube channel where these kids over in Africa, they have a dance club, and some white girl is a part of the dance club, and she's the only one there, and they always have her in the center. She didn't learn how to do some African dancing, and she didn't took it over. I said, I'm sick of us doing that shit.
Yeah, that we always do that.
We got that bad.
I give you another one. In the men's part. Watch this. Everybody in the chat room gonna feel. And one basketball. And one basketball was like a street tournament or a bunch of guys who played street ball.
Yeah, I know about that.
But they played in the gym. What ended up happening was it was one white guy that played named the Professor. He becomes the greatest one of them all.
Yeah. But it's just like with rap. What did they try to do for a long time? Eminem was the best rapper of all time. Like, no, he isn't.
Yeah, right.
No, he isn't.
But you know,
they made him the best basketball player out of all these brothers. We got brothers that's doing 540 helicopter spins.
Yeah.
We got brothers doing crossovers, making Floyd Mayweather fall out of the band. But this guy is supposed to be the best.
Yeah.
Do you remember a couple of y'all may know it was an Asian player, and they were trying to make a out of him.
Jeremy Lin.
I remember that guy.
That's right.
Jeremy Lin.
That's right.
Look, Lin Sanity. He was good for 2 weeks, and they gave that man, look, just because he was good for 2 weeks, that man made $80 million in the NBA.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I said, my line, Jeremy Lin was good for 2 weeks.
Literally only for 2 weeks, like not even a whole season.
Yeah.
He didn't have to, no effort. They just gave
all he had to do was have a good 2 weeks. Not even, look, put it this way. I'll tell you, True Roy, if he was black and had them same points and assists, Jeremy Lin would just be an average player.
Right.
But because he was Asian in doing that with the brothers, him scoring 20 points. Oh, meanwhile, this brother's scoring 30 and 40, but he scored 20.
And some of them did speak up and say something about that.
They did.
But they got ignored.
I didn't know about that. You know, so something else I wanted to say pertaining to this subject, we'll get impressed, you know, with a dance move or they can somewhat sing and shit. Oh, you all right with me? And I was thinking about when Andrew Wang, he's in the at the black church with the choir.
Oh, I saw that.
And I said, why do black folks keep doing this shit?
Why and was all off beat in the robe, looked like it was about to eat him.
Just do something with us, and then it's just, God, he invited to the cookout.
Yeah, but this
they
dude,
literally invited him to they didn't invite him to the cookout. They invited him to the church.
And then you invited to the cookout. Get the fuck out of here! No, I'm not inviting.
This sucker want to be the president so bad. He crying, dancing. Now he had his wife come on TV and talked about when she got raped. in all of this. But like I said, the part that really got to me is our folks been doing this shit for years. You know, letting these people basically disrespect us. That's like when Lisa told me when Bloomberg with that stop and frisk that, you know, a lot of black folks and Latin folks was complaining, and she said he went to a black church and pretty much told them off.
Yeah.
Okay. Now he wants to be the president, so he go back to another black church talking about, forgive me, I didn't fully understand.
My bad. I ain't mean to lock y'all up for nothing.
Why do we
That's
even
basically what he said.
Yeah.
Why would I'm not sitting there listening to that shit. That's
right.
Like
You're not gonna tell me you just locked me up for nothing by accident.
You know what it is? You know why they probably invited him to that church? Because they are getting something out of it, probably a check.
But they'll sit up there and
even need to check, Tori.
Even when
what I don't like about the whole thing, y'all, is when they walk into these black churches and say what they say, they try to portray it as if they spoke to the entire black community.
Right. I don't go to that church.
Not all of us go to that church, okay?
Right. And but not all of them act. Yeah, I was
Pastor Pork Chop and Minister Neckbone. I don't know them.
Well, you know, back in the day, way back in the day, when black folks would get upset, these white folks would go to the pastor and say, get them calmed down and all of that, calm them down. And okay, we in these times. And I was telling Lisa, old Leatherface down in Houston, down there where Tatiana got killed, something had happened a few years in the community, and they had a black police chief that they ended up firing just recently. And they had the black community was pissed again. So they was going to have a big meeting at this church. And they put the rules out that you can't use no profanity. You only get an X amount of time to speak and all of that. And so that's how the mayor lays it down. Well, she got pissed off. She got pissed off because people was getting in her ass. Okay, mind you what I said. She didn't set the rules. And she said, come on with this bitch session. And I said, we got to stop this shit. They had cops all over the church and stuff. And I said, what we need to start doing is tell them, yeah, we're going to go to this meeting. And when they show up, none of us is there. You know, they're not going to do anything. We just sitting up there. They just releasing some energy, and that's it. But I looked deeper into it. They figured, oh, we can control them in here. They ain't gonna cuss in the black church. They're gonna be respectful and all of that. We'll do this for about 3 to 4 hours and then wipe our hands. It's the same equivalent to when many years ago where the black pastor would try to calm down the black community. That ain't working no more. That ain't working no more. Folks is tired of this shit. You ain't gonna be doing no we shall overcome no more.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, you know, they think everything from the past is still going to work. One thing I can honestly say, we've come a long way on certain things. Maybe not everything, but on certain things we have come a long way on.
Damn right. And we ain't having this stupid shit. You're not saying this stupid shit to me no more, right? You look, you can't get past the Pork Chop and Reverend Neckbone in front of me and tell me, oh Lord, see, I'm reaching out to your community. I don't go to that punk ass church. I don't want no free keys. I don't want none of that Bama shit. Look, give me my money that you owe me and get the fuck on about my way.
You know what you sound like, LBZ? You sound like Ray Lewis when they had him down there talking to them teams taking the knee and shit. You, right there, that's how you sound. I know where you're coming from too. On top of that, and he down there preaching to him and all that. Ray Lewis done lost his damn mind.
Oh.
They'll call him, get these niggas quiet, calm them down, you know, and all of that. And I just can't wait to the day.
You know what that remind me of? Y'all remember the movie Lean on Me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Remember Yeah, remember when the part when after he was put in jail and all the kids and pretty much the whole community came down there saying free Mr. Clark, and then that white guy came down there and he said that you got to come and do something about them because they're all riled up, and that's when he gave that infamous line. And when he said, "I ain't got to do nothing but stay black and die."
That's right.
It's like they didn't like him because of his radical views, which actually was helping keep the school safe, and he actually helped improve the school when they didn't know what to do. But then they needed him to keep the kids in line.
Hey, Tori, and that's how full of shit that ain't that how full of shit white folks are. Look, they tell you you need to beat your kids and this, that, and the third. Then when you beat your kids, they take you to jail.
Yeah.
Right.
So they tell you we can't whoop our kids' ass, but they'll kill our children in 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Because they fear for their life, huh?
Right, yeah. That's a child. You can't whoop his ass. Now, I can choke him out if he has a BB gun, but I can choke him to death if he has some Newports, but you better not whip his ass.
Lord.
Fuck out of here, man. Look, tired of this shit. And then, man.
They're just too preoccupied, LVZ. They're too preoccupied. Like I said, they deputize themselves. They feel like they can make a citizen arrest. And the other thing is they feel like they have to stay in our affairs. They too focused on us and shit. Because Lisa made a statement just recently that was deep about the black vote. She said, don't even try to basically pander to us to vote. Go to the other races of people. You know, since we
ain't enough of them. See, that's the funny shit. They tell us with like Harvey be saying, Superboy be saying, they like to tell us we 13% until it's voting time. Right. Then they tell you how much you really count.
Exactly.
Think about it. If you think about it, motherfucker ain't gonna be doing all that for 13%.
Right.
There you go.
Right. We would be too small. And at the time, that's why I always say, why are y'all refusing to pay reparations? We're only 13%. That won't put a dent in your pocket.
Thank you. That's what I say too, Lisa. I tell them the same shit. I say, hold up. Didn't y'all say we only 13%? Well, fuck. By my calculations, if y'all 55, 60%, y'all can pay us over and over and over again.
Right.
That's true. That's true. But I like when she said that because
and for the U.S. Census, they want 100%.
Oh yeah. Well.
Now they want to know how many all of us is. At first, when niggas was ducking the census, they were like, "Let them do it, so we don't give them resources."
I'm not gonna be on it. I'm not gonna be on it. The last census I was on, I was still at home with my mother, and I'm not gonna be on it. And they came to our door.
Can I say something real quick to these dusty immigrant Negroes?
Yeah, go
out
ahead.
Here throwing shade on motherfucker Kobe Bean, man. Look, let me tell you something, motherfucker. You can hop your ass back on the banana boat you bought your ass over on and get the fuck on. And I know people from your country who feel the same goddamn way. You immigrant Africans, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, and Colombians. All you motherfuckers. You can all eat a fat one and die. I'm the LVZ and I approve this man.
Thank you.
I love it. Wow.
I agree.
Yeah, you should have seen that stuff that they were posting up on Twitter yesterday after that man died. Like, it's crazy. But hold on though. Did y'all talk about Allison Morris?
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. We can talk some more about that bitch.
We can talk about some more. We talk about this devil bitch some more. Torian, the devil bitch.
She tried to cover it up, saying that she said something else. I'm like, no. I listened to that audio a few times. I'm gonna tell y'all, and I didn't have to listen to it many times.
Let me tell you,
know what she said.
Torian, look what happened this morning, right? So I get to work, and we all talking about it. Kobe died. All the men, especially black men, they say it's even. And we work with a few brothers that's from Africa and Jamaica, and they love basketball. They was like, "This fucked up, him man, his daughter, man." So I said, "Did y'all hear the reporter that called him a nigga?" And they was like, "What?" So I played the audio, and I mean these African and Jamaican brothers, they on the square. They like, oh no, that bitch gotta be fired right now. Fire that bitch right now. So an African lady had listened. So why African lady come through and she go, well, maybe she made a mistake. If y'all saw how these Africans checked her, I don't even know what they were speaking. He said, no, you don't say stuff like that. No, that's not a fucking mistake. How you make a mistake like that? He said, don't. And look, then I heard, for real, this is the first time I ever heard an African tell another African like that. You don't ever he said, you don't ever give those people the benefit of the doubt.
No.
There you go.
Don't.
There you go. Yeah.
I gave him a pound and a hug. I said, Benji, that's why you my motherfucking man. He said, no. I'm with you on that shit, LeVar. Fuck that. No.
Mm-hmm. That's why they never wanted to talk to each other, LVZ, because we quickly get each other up to speed on shit. I've heard this before. You can have some folks come across the pond and they happen to be with us or work with us or live in our neighborhood, and we'll drill them on what's really going on in America, and they'll be like, oh, now I see.
Yeah.
And they'll even come back to you and tell you shit, you know. Yep. They tell them to stay away from us.
Exactly. And if you get to them before they get corrupted, they'll start leaking you information because white folks tell them shit that they don't tell regular foundational Black Americans.
Right.
That's true. Right.
But you know what? I knew that because I worked with a couple of foreigners, and they told me in their naturalization classes, their white teachers will tell them, don't associate with the Black community. Don't have any contact with us. And, you know, and it makes sense because you notice all of these foreigners do that. You know, we're not doing this shit for no reason. And that's how I found out about it. It was from Africans, and a couple of Iranians told me that.
Wow.
I worked at the job, nothing but Ethiopians. It's Ethiopians job, Filipinos, Hispanics, and foundational Black Americans. And when I tell you, the only people that mingle were foundational Black Americans. That's when I realized I'm not going to say, no disrespect to any group that is a part of us with phenotype and through bloodlines, I know, but I'm not claiming any of you motherfuckers. If you weren't born here, I don't claim you. That's how I'm carrying it now. Because when I tell you the Ethiopians strictly stuck with each other, you saw some of the foundational Black Americans trying to mingle with them. Them motherfuckers wouldn't give them the time of day. Then white people would come around and they'd be walking and talking with the white people. The Filipinos, they'll talk to Black people for a little bit until the white man come around. Then they go up to him. The Hispanics, you know, they 50-50. So Black people was getting fired left and right at this job. And every last one of them had something in common. They wouldn't listen to me, and they kept befriending other motherfucking ethnic groups.
Wow.
And I kept telling somebody, you don't be friends with that African motherfucker, gonna snitch on you. Motherfucker took a picture of this motherfucker not working. He got in trouble. So yeah, and then he bragged about snitching. Yeah, I showed the boss he was sleeping.
Wow.
And I bet he didn't get a promotion.
Right, that's what I told him. I said, you ain't gonna get no extra money for that. You just got it fucked up.
You get a firm pat on the back. You right about that. There was a African dude I used to work with, and when he first got here, he was living in Texas, and he worked at a check cashing place. And he said he worked there for a few years, and he said he worked really hard. Well, he found out everybody got a raise but him, and it hurt and it hurt his feelings. No, he told me. He said it hurt his feelings, and he said he kept explaining to me. He said, I worked hard, and they did me like this, right? So what he did was he told me. He said he knew the day and the time that the armored truck would come and drop off money. LVZ, he took all the money. He took $700,000 and hopped on the Greyhound and never looked back. He said, Kim, he was beating his chest. I got my raise. And I said, I ain't gonna put his name out. I said, did they ever try to look for you or anything? He said, I don't know. And this shit happened like 20 something years ago. But you should have seen, he was serious. He said, I was hurt. I didn't get my raise.
That's what his ass get. And he should have raised them motherfuckers a long time ago. If it was me, I'd have robbed them motherfuckers blind. First of all, I'd have never been crying about them Peckerwoods not giving me a raise, because I would have known these motherfuckers ain't gonna give me no raise. And the minute somebody told me they got a raise, I'd have robbed that motherfucker blind. Everybody there with it. Look, matter of fact, I would have went to work one day, boys, to come stick up the job. I said it. God damn it. It ain't above me. I have it done. God damn it.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah, I'll never forget that. That dude, after he said after that incident, he said he never trusts white people again after that. You know, because he told me
well, tell this African ass he can kiss my ass and watch me be a franchise. Because I had to do that shit to Arabs and Africans. He talk about some white people. Y'all tell that motherfucker when they get businesses, they just as bad as white people. I got back home from the military. I couldn't get it. I was nervous about where to go to get a job. So I got this job at the pizza place. Pizza Bowlies had just opened up and I worked delivery. These cock blowers was trying to pay me like $8 an hour at first, right? But they was paying the white dude commission and his ass was a pipe head. And they would give him all the big jobs. And he'd go home always counting money at the end of the night, right? So one day, I called my homie and made them make a delivery. A delivery I would never get away from because I'm going to get robbed at this delivery. I got to the delivery, I got robbed, and I came back and I got my raise.
You got your raise too, huh? Oh, Lord.
Damn right. Fuck you. I rob you blind if you gonna pay me right. Look, and I think they got it after that because they put me on commission and they said, "Oh, boss, we are so sorry for what happened to you." I said, "Man, I got a son, and you talk about you saw it. Y'all paying me this little bit of ass money, getting the man." Once I hit them up, them motherfuckers gave me a better commission than the white boy had.
LVZ, a sister I work with told me she did that. She said she was a manager at KFC, and she had some boys to come up there, and it was a sister too as well, one of her friends, to rob the KFC. And she said, you know, everything went according to plan, but she said when she hooked up with them later, she cussed out the sister because she had hit her in the jaw. She said, bitch, you hit me too hard. She said, well, I had to make it look real. Was cracking up. Because, you know, in the world of construction, either you just got out of jail, you on your way to jail, you got you on probation
or parole. Yeah, I know.
And I'm talking about the white people, mainly the white boys out there. You know, they can make a decent living, and they don't have to read anything. With making a living and stuff. They make that like that. It's a lot of them white boys.
And most of their motherfucking jail charges is drug charges. And I don't mean like dealing. I mean like being on, y'all. Like they would. And the first thing I think to myself is, God dang, you had to really be a low down dirty crackhead for them to lock you up for. Rick, how much of a crackhead do you gotta be for them to go, no, we gotta put you, if you're white, we gotta put you in jail to stop you.
Yeah, because they give them so many damn chances. I did a video where remember I did that video where this white man tried to attack this little black baby in the store, and people in the store had to jump on him and shit. Turned out he had just got out of jail. Okay, they basically booked him. A few hours later, he back out the jail again. He just attacked a child, but it's one of ours. And that sucker went and did one more thing, and then they had to lock him up because
there was somebody white he got.
Yeah, he was exposed. They don't give a damn about no child getting attacked.
But it was somebody white he got. See, that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing. They can, if he had got back out and did that to another black child, he out again. But if he did it, he got that be the problem. Tariq said that one time, and I totally agree with this. White folks do this shit at their own peril, meaning that, okay, yeah, that officer choked out a black person, but it's going to, because you let this psychopath off, it's going to come back where it's going to hit you. So George Zimmerman, think about it. They let George Zimmerman off, right? What was the first thing he did? What was the first thing he did? Did he right, and her father.
Right.
What was the next thing he did? Road rage with a white guy and end up getting this white guy locked up for life for shooting at George Zimmerman, because George Zimmerman following him, which is why I keep telling niggas, stop saying, go get George Zimmerman, you so bad. Nigga, a white man shot at George Zimmerman for following him, and he's in jail right now. What the fuck you think gonna happen? Our black ass premeditatedly going to kill him.
Yep. That's right.
George Zimmerman probably sitting in the police precinct right now with a 12-pack of Krispy Kremes and some coffee.
That's true.
Right now. While we bullshit. George Zimmerman probably called the cops, get a ride like Uber. Hello? This is George. Georgie, we're on our way. Ain't that what they called him? Georgie. They all know him from his father.
Yeah, I did it when he went on them damn dating sites. Like,
right. What was his name? Raphael?
Carter.
DeMarco?
Carter.
Oh, yeah, Carter. I'm a white guy. I'm Carter. I'm Carter Harris.
And sitting there, every damn body on the earth know what George Zimmerman looked like.
It looked like he talking about, oh no, my name's Carter. The name was
Carter. Okay.
Carter looking for a companion with his dog. And he can't disguise his look at all. That's a well-known face.
That nigga was listening to some Lil Wayne and
now
he done sued Trayvon Martin's family because they
$100 million. $100 million.
Yeah, I was reading
that. Know that out yet? That shit should be out by now.
Yeah.
By now,
yeah, right?
I'm sorry.
That's what I
really. They said the lawyer that he got. They said he's slimy, because Zimmerman don't have no money to pay for no lawyer. His brother told that.
Oh, you don't do that.
His parents, he can't stay at his parents. They scared of him because he's known to he a hothead. And I know when he do shit, I know them Sean Hannitys and all of them because they donated to his defense fund. I know they cringe. They do not like Zimmerman saying anything or doing when he do shit, they get quiet and stuff. And but I'm gonna say this one too, and I know y'all know it. Some know it. Frank Taffy, George Zimmerman's friend,
Yeah, old Laffy Taffy.
Yeah, he the one that bailed him out. And I remember for a while he used to be on CNN a lot and shit. A lot. That motherfucker, he lost his father. He lost his I think it was his father, his son. I think
his brother.
And his brother. His daughter said she don't never want to have nothing to do with him. She said, "You ruined my life fucking around with George Zimmerman." He got picked up from
the That's right. That is what happened. Oh, Laffy. That motherfucker, look, that motherfucker had rebuked George Zimmerman because everything in his life went wrong. Because every day he went on TV talking that bullshit about Trayvon was gonna whoop his ass and he was a thug and Zimmerman was just protecting himself. Black people need to go. He was talking shit to Shahrazad Ali every day on Dr. Drew.
Yeah,
every day on Dr. Drew.
When he got his ass told, the lining told out of him and shit, then he gonna tell the truth and say he's a racist and he knew he was lying all the time. And so how he was trying to redeem himself, he volunteered himself to tell to be a part of the civil trial with George Zimmerman, because he was trying to, what he was doing, he was trying to get them that monkey off his back because of how he was feeling. And I also found out his family, damn near just a lot of his family members have either got arrested for drug or DUIs, because he got a couple of DUIs. So when they interviewed this dude, the last thing they said, "Is there anything else you have to say, Frank Taffy?" He said, "I'm just trying to get right with God." I said, like I said before, your ass gonna submit. I'm talking to the enemy. Getting samples of it. See what they over there doing in Australia. You see white folks praying. They praying for that fire to go away.
You see white folks praying, and you know something. But look, True Roll, you know it's not gonna work. They praying for all the wrong shit. They said not they pray. Look, oh God, let me get a new black man to put this fire out. What? Are you asking me for slaves?
It's like what Lisa said after that plane crash. She said,
They over there praying that maybe it'll burn out. Why?
She want them off of that island. She want them gone.
This is what they said. Why couldn't this happen to the Aboriginals? The fire burning even hotter now.
They didn't have 2 plane crashes. They got the military over there, and in fact, some of those fires, they arrested a couple of white boys. They added to the fire in areas that wasn't burning.
Yeah, that sounds like white. Wow! Fire, dude! Yep. Oh, wow! But you know that's what they did.
You know what's so deep about this, LVZ? I've done a lot of videos about those fires, and I'll go to their media outlets and check stuff over where I'm over there. They have not mentioned the Aborigines at all, like they don't exist. Now they'll show you them rescuing animals and stuff, and I said that's why y'all ass is burning up. You still on top of that ain't got it, and it's burning up. Like the Aborigines don't even exist.
Oh bullshit! They just want that shit to happen to them.
You know?
Yeah.
And white, and then you know it's still stupid ass white Australian dudes. All right, Mike, come on, let's go have a Barbie. They over there trying to grill and shit, burning up. It's a fire. They out there trying to grill. You know they do stupid shit like that.
You know, you got to realize those people. They ain't even people. Them motherfuckers went over there and wiped out the Tanzanians. Wiped them out. You got to pay for that.
Them motherfuckers starting fires. Look, it's a natural disaster. They trying.
Don't matter if it's rain, hail, sleet, or snow.
Think about it. Like I say, it's a blizzard. They out there jogging.
Yeah.
And now it's motherfucking.
They're out there jogging in shorts.
Right Right now it's a fire. These motherfuckers over there barbecuing and asbestos suits, looking dumb as shit, about burning they dumb ass.
You know what I seen? It got so bad last month with those fires. Them people ran to the ocean. It was nowhere to go but to the ocean. Can you imagine that shit? They was just sitting in the ocean, just standing there.
See, right now, if I was a religious man, I'd be praying for a tidal wave. Wash they dumb ass.
I'm gonna tell you what's the trip.
Look, this your time, Lord. Get him.
I'm gonna tell y'all what's a trip. And my husband pointed it out about 2 years ago. You know, California burn every summer. Well, we was having another one. It was burning, and he said something is really going on strange. He said during it, he was watching the news, and they were saying during the day, the fire would just lay low. At night, the fire started jumping across the freeways and going to Pacific houses. And they were talking about this on local news. And they said, this is eerie and stuff. So we were looking at it, and they was up in this real wealthy neighborhood. I mean, these places was burnt down. And then you'll see a whole house intact, a whole car intact. We even seen a plastic ornament that wasn't touched. And then this would blew me back. They went to go rescue the animals. They go find these animals where this dog is taking care of he's the babysitter. He's taking care of all these different type of animals, chickens, dogs, cats, and they were in a bin, and underneath it, it was burning up, but it didn't burn them up. It actually kept them warm and shit. And I was like, wow, I never seen nothing. And they've been seeing that in Australia. They said, oh, the fires are laying low and it's skipping and jumping. I never seen that before. This type of intensity.
I can explain it. I can explain it. See, they want to act like everything unexplainable. You want me to explain it? Watch this. See, that's all them crosses and gasolines at them people's house. Of course, the fire gonna go straight to your house. You got a basement full of crosses you was burning and gasoline. So yeah, it was skipping regular houses because they don't got crosses and gasoline in their shit. So everything, boom. I don't know what happened. My barn full of crosses. My barn full of tubes just went up. Skip the whole neighbor's house, but mine went up. Why yours went up, motherfucker?
Yeah, them people. Yeah, I feel where you're coming from. But see, the thing is, the environment over in Australia right now, they dealing with their summer, and they got a lot of eucalyptus over there. And eucalyptus, that stuff can burn for a long time. It's got a lot of oils in it, and it's hard to put out. And plus, it's really dense up in that place and stuff. But the arrogance of them, they just crying and bitching and moaning. And the original people of the land, it's like they don't even exist. I say they'll never learn. They don't understand karma. I think when they do fully understand karma, this is what I know they're gonna do, because it's already pointing to it. They're gonna just totally give up. And they're going to want somebody to just take care of them, wash their ass, and they want to stay strung out on drugs and stuff and everything. The only ones that's going to do that is the Mexicans and stuff like that, because we ain't wiping their asses. We not going. You have an overdose around black folks, I'm just letting y'all know, y'all going to die. We not taking the Norcan and sticking it on the side of your leg or however you want it. We'll just step right over your ass. Why you didn't open? Well, I'm not helping you.
I don't even have to say all that because I don't know what Norcan is.
I don't know what it is either, LVZ. I don't know what it is.
Well, then, maybe you know what? I don't even know what I'm talking about. I forgive me.
I don't know what Norcan is, so I can't give it to you.
Yeah, I get convenient amnesia. So what I said, dismiss that, my bro. I don't know where I got that from. Or anything, y'all know I'm dyslexic.
We don't know what. No, we ain't junkies, and we don't know what that shit is.
Yeah, I get shit confused, so don't even trip. I'm dyslexic. I don't. Forgive me. That's right. me stay in my place and shut up.
We don't know how to administer it. Does it go up their ass? Does it go up their nose? We don't know.
Oh, yeah, I'm about to say, I don't, right. Fuck, first of all, I don't even know what it looked like, Lisa. Fuck, I'm liable to grab a steak knife. I'm liable to grab a steak knife and put it right in his chest. 9 times. Talking about, I was trying to hit him with the Norcan, but it just didn't work. He just kept bleeding.
What? Oh my goodness! You know,
just kept on bleeding. I don't know what happened. This Norcan don't work.
LVZ, you know they've been giving them things out free, right?
Where they been giving them out? They ain't been giving them out no black. I live in your garden. I live in a black neighborhood. They ain't giving out shit out here but tickets and jail time.
I'm getting ready to help you out. Because I'm telling you how we get down.
They ain't giving out nothing but tickets and bullets and
jail time.
Wait a minute. I'm gonna help us all out. Okay, they have in certain states been giving them out. I seen it on CNN. So what clicked in my mind is we're gonna collect them all, as many as we can. We're gonna have the majority of them, and the local dope dealer can sell that Norcan too. That motherfucker would be high too. So we'll just
no bullshit. I will slang that Norcan. Hey, auntie, you know your nephew, I will slang that Norcan on your neck. Hey, pack of wood. Look here, come here.
Ain't gonna go on the black market, Lisa. Watch.
Come on, holler at her brother. Look, I can see woods rolling up to my house now. Hey, brother. You got some of, you know, they always call you bro. Hey, bro. You got some, at least they always call you, bro. Hey, dude. You got some of that Narcan? Oh, yeah, man, but you know, you got to pay a hefty fee. Fuck, it doesn't matter. I need it. I slang that Narcan like a mother, be paid like a motherfucker.
That shit would be real high, because I don't want, they would be real high.
Yeah, I'm like, man, look, man.
Norcan going on the black market.
I can tell about this. What I tell Obama right here. He was like, "Hey, man, how much is it? How much is your life worth?"
just in case they overdose, they want to have that can near.
How much is your life worth, motherfucker?
I'll be playing Austin with Narcan. Narcan, is that something like chemo or something? What is that?
Chemo in a bottle, baby.
Yeah.
Chemo in a needle, baby.
Yeah, put that shit on the black market and stuff. Being there hustling Norcan.
No bullshit.
And they're gonna ask you how to use them. I'm gonna say, shoot, you on your own. You know, I didn't solve it till you figure it out.
The ass, you put it up the nose, you put it up
exactly.
Go.
Yeah, where do you put it? You jam it in your eardrum? I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Figure it out.
What do you do? And don't say, oh, it's just like how they do heroin. Well, they shoot that shit anywhere.
They sure will.
All right, y'all. I gotta cut out and go somewhere this morning, and gotta get my, my bathing and beauty time in before I go.
Okay.
So, we'll definitely get back together. Especially if some more development comes out about Colby, or these white people continue to act like they done lost their damn minds. We'll come back.
This was fun, Lisa.
Exactly.
All right, y'all. Everybody,
y'all.
I can't believe 171 of y'all showed up, and I started this thing at 4 in the morning.
Wow.
Well, I was at work at 3, so yeah.
Yeah. All right. So shalom, everybody, and Tareen, True Royal, and LBZ. Thank you for coming.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Peace, family.